Money affects every part of life. It influences the choices we make, the opportunities we get, and how secure we feel. Yet many people struggle with managing it, feeling stuck or overwhelmed. This isn't because money is complicated. It's because most never learn the simple, powerful habits that lead to real financial success. In this video, you'll discover 10 clear and practical secrets that anyone can use to change their money story. These aren't just tips about saving or spending. They are lessons about how to think differently, how to stay focused when things get tough, and how to build habits that bring lasting results. Imagine feeling confident about your finances every day. Imagine knowing exactly what to do with your money and why it matters. Imagine having peace of mind, even when life throws surprises your way. That's what this guide will help you achieve. Each secret is easy to understand and simple to apply. You don't need to be an expert or have a big income. What matters most is your willingness to take control, stay patient, and keep improving step by step. Stay with me through this video. You'll learn how to see money clearly, make smarter choices, and create a future where your finances support your dreams, not hold you back. This is your chance to start building the kind of financial life that brings freedom and confidence. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Build a clear vision of your financial future. Most people move through life reacting to circumstances instead of creating direction. They hope money will show up. They hope the job will be enough. They hope retirement will somehow take care of itself. But without a vision clear, detailed, and written down, hope turns into drift. Drift leads to regret. If you want financial success, you need to build a solid vision of where you're going, what it looks like, and who you must become to reach it. This is the beginning of transformation. A clear vision gives your daily decisions purpose. It removes confusion. It brings a sense of urgency and meaning to your life. You stop chasing every distraction because now you have something specific you're building toward. When you wake up knowing what your future looks like, your choices become sharper, your habits tighter, and your focus stronger. You begin to say no to what's unnecessary, not because you're missing out, but because you know exactly where you're headed. Without vision, even discipline becomes frustrating. You feel like you're working hard but going nowhere. You might save money for a few months, but then spend it impulsively because there's no larger reason behind your saving. You might start a side hustle, but quit when it gets hard because there's no image in your mind of what that extra income is really for. Vision changes all of that. It answers the question, why does this matter? It fuels consistency, especially when motivation fades. Start by stepping away from distractions. This isn't something you do while scrolling your phone. Sit alone, without noise, and ask yourself who you want to be 5 years from now. Not just what you want to have, but the kind of person you want to become. Think in full detail. What does your life look like at that time? Where do you live? How much money is in your savings? What kind of work do you do? How do you spend your time? Who is around you? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? The more clearly you define your future, the more power you give your present. A blurry goal leads to blurry action. But when your vision is sharp, your behavior starts to reflect that sharpness. You may realize you don't need more money, you need a better use of the money you already have. You may notice that your dreams aren't as far off as you thought. Most people delay thinking about their financial future because they assume it's too complex or too painful to face. The truth is, clarity removes fear. You only fear what you don't understand. A vision turns the unknown into a plan. Once you've imagined your future in detail, write it down. Not in vague terms like I want to be rich or I want financial freedom. That's not a vision. That's a wish. Be specific. I want to have $50,000 in my emergency fund, own a home outright, earn $120,000 a year through remote consulting, and spend 3 months a year traveling with my family. That's a vision. You can measure it. You can plan for it. You can track your progress against it. Your written vision should include the numbers, the dates, and the lifestyle you're building. Don't aim for something that sounds impressive to others. Aim for what brings you peace and meaning. Your financial future must align with your values, not your ego. If you build wealth just to prove something, you'll burn out or sabotage yourself. But if you build it to live freely, serve others, and create stability, you'll persist through the hard seasons. Once the vision is written, read it daily. This is not a one-time exercise. Repetition creates belief, and belief creates action. When you review your vision every morning, your mind begins to adjust. You begin to feel uncomfortable with things that don't match that future. You stop wasting time. You spend more consciously. You begin to align your present identity with your future identity. And that is the true starting point of financial success, not the bank balance, but the mindset. You may be tempted to think it's too late. Maybe you're already in your 40s, 50s, or 60s. But age doesn't matter when clarity is present. Most people waste decades because they never had a real financial vision. You can create more progress in one focused year than 10 years of drift. You can rebuild, you can simplify, you can start something new. Don't let time past stop you from claiming the time ahead. A powerful financial vision includes 5 specific parts: your income goals, your savings goals, your investment goals, your debt payoff goals, and your lifestyle design. Each one matters. How much do you want to earn and why? What level of monthly savings would give you peace? What investments do you want to learn and use? What debts are you committed to eliminating? And what kind of lifestyle are you ultimately working toward? When you answer these questions clearly, you gain direction. That direction keeps you moving through uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, economies shift, jobs disappear, and markets go up and down. But when you have a vision, you stay steady, you adjust your tactics, but your direction remains firm. And that's what makes people resilient. It's not the avoidance of problems, it's the clarity of purpose that keeps them steady through problems. Another important step is to visualize your future every day. Not in a fantasy way, but in a training way. Spend 5 quiet minutes each morning seeing yourself living the life you described. Imagine the bills being paid. Imagine the investments growing. Imagine the confidence you feel knowing your family is safe. This exercise wires your brain to expect that future, not doubt it. It trains your subconscious to accept it as possible. That internal shift matters more than any external tool. With your vision in place, it's time to take small, consistent action. Most people fail because they try to change everything at once. But big change begins with small habits. Start tracking your spending. Create a budget. Open a savings account just for your vision. Read 1 chapter of a finance book each night. Learn 1 new income skill each month. Every small act builds momentum, and momentum builds belief. You will face days of doubt, days when the vision feels distant, days when emergencies arise, days when you question your discipline. That's normal. You're human. But remember this: what separates those who succeed from those who give up is not willpower, it's return. They return to their vision no matter how far they drift. They return to their routines, even when they miss a day. They return to belief, even after a failure. If you can return, you can succeed. Your environment matters too. Surround yourself with reminders of your vision. Place it where you'll see it daily. Talk about it with people you trust. Avoid conversations that pull you away from it. Curate your media, your habits, your influences, anything that shapes your thinking. The wrong input can kill your vision. The right input can accelerate it. You must also be honest about what you're willing to give up. A strong vision requires sacrifice. You might need to stop unnecessary spending. You might need to skip social events to work a side hustle. You might need to live below your means for a season. That's not punishment. That's alignment. You're trading short-term pleasure for long-term freedom. And nothing feels better than knowing you're in control of your future. As you begin building your financial vision, keep reviewing your progress every month. Update your goals. Adjust your numbers. Add new insights. Your vision is alive. It should evolve as you grow. But don't change it out of impatience. Change it out of clarity. Give it time to grow roots. Give your habits time to produce results. People will question you. Some may think you're obsessed or unrealistic. That's okay. Most people settle because they never created a vision. But you're choosing a different path. You're choosing responsibility over reaction. You're choosing clarity over confusion. You're choosing growth over comfort. And those choices will compound over time. Financial success isn't about luck or even talent. It's about vision, discipline, and persistence. With a clear vision, you will work smarter. You will make fewer emotional mistakes. You will find opportunities others ignore. You will handle money with intention. And you will build a future you are proud of, not just in your bank account, but in the way you live. Your journey begins here. Not with a paycheck, not with a financial planner, not with a spreadsheet, but with vision. Decide what your life should look like. Write it, believe in it, act on it daily, and protect it with everything you have. Because once you have vision, nothing can stop you. Not failure, not delay, not doubt. You become unshakable. And over time your reality will begin to reflect the picture you once held only in your mind. Now is the time. Don't wait until the timing feels perfect. Don't wait until you make more money. Start with clarity. Start with conviction. Start with the decision to take ownership of your future. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Your life can change faster than you think when your vision is clear and your steps are consistent. This is your moment to take control, not with pressure, but with purpose. The future is built by those who dare to define it. And today, you've begun. Chapter 2. Track every expense to master your money flow. Most people don't realize how much money slips through their fingers until they start tracking every dollar. It's not about becoming obsessed or living with fear. It's about becoming aware. Awareness is power. When you know where your money is going, you gain the ability to direct it with purpose. Without that knowledge, even a good income can disappear before the month ends, leaving you confused, frustrated, and repeating the same financial mistakes without knowing why. The habit of tracking expenses is the foundation of financial control. It's the discipline that reveals the truth you can't see with guesswork. Start with one rule: every transaction must be recorded. Whether you spend $1 or 100, it counts. It shapes your financial story. Write it down or use a digital tool. It doesn't matter. What matters is the act of tracking in real time, not weeks later. The sooner you capture the transaction, the more you stay in touch with your spending patterns. Most people avoid this because they're afraid of what they'll find. But avoidance doesn't protect you. It only postpones the consequences. If you want to master money, you must be willing to face it with honesty. Every expense tells you something about your habits, your impulses, your priorities, and your values. Are you spending to escape boredom? Are you overpaying for convenience? Are you making decisions based on emotion or clarity? When you track everything, these patterns become visible. And once something is visible, you can change it. Without this awareness, you're trying to manage your finances in the dark. You might cut back on things that weren't really the problem while ignoring the real leaks that drain your stability. Money flows in and out of your life every day. Most people only pay attention to when it comes in. Paychecks, bonuses, side income. But very few people watch how it goes out. And that's why they remain stuck. What you don't track, you can't control. Think of your spending like water pouring into a bucket. If the bucket has holes, subscriptions you forgot, emotional impulse buys, overpriced habits, you'll never keep the water full. The answer isn't to keep adding more water. The answer is to plug the holes. And that starts with knowing exactly where they are. Begin by looking at the past 30 days. Pull up your bank statement, credit card history, and any place money moved. Go line by line, write down every expense, even the ones that seem too small to matter, because those are often the ones that add up. A few dollars a day in unnoticed spending can become thousands a year without you realizing it. Create categories: housing, food, transportation, entertainment, dining out, subscriptions, personal care, gifts, and unexpected expenses. You're not judging yourself, you're studying yourself. You're becoming financially literate in your own life. Once you've completed 1 month, something shifts. You begin to see the gap between your intentions and your reality. You might believe you're careful with money, but the numbers tell the truth. You might think you're saving, but you'll see how easily spending eats away your goals. This moment of truth is not failure. It's the beginning of control. It gives you data, and data gives you decisions. From there you can decide what to keep, what to reduce, and what to remove. You don't need to cut everything, only the things that don't reflect your goals. Tracking also helps you separate needs from wants. The line between the two becomes clearer when you study your actual behavior. You realize how often spending comes from habit, not necessity. You catch yourself choosing comfort over progress. And once you see it, you can start choosing differently. You won't need someone to lecture you. The numbers will guide you. They'll show you where change is possible. And change always begins with awareness. It's not enough to track occasionally. This needs to be a daily habit. Make it simple. After every purchase, take 10 seconds to log it. If you wait until the end of the week, you'll forget things, and the habit will feel overwhelming. Keep it consistent, not complicated. Use a notebook, spreadsheet, or app, whatever works for your lifestyle. The tool doesn't matter. Your discipline does. Over time, this practice becomes automatic, and with that, your financial clarity sharpens. The goal is not just to know where your money went, it's to use that insight to plan better for the next month. Look at the trends. Where did you overspend? Where did you stay within your target? What surprised you? Make adjustments. Shrink the categories that drain your progress. Allocate more to areas that support your vision. Build a spending plan that reflects who you're becoming, not who you were. You'll stop reacting to money and start responding with strategy. This process also builds self-trust. Every time you track your spending, you're keeping a promise to yourself. That builds confidence, and confidence creates better decisions. You begin to feel in control of your life, not just your money. That sense of control reduces anxiety, improves your focus, and helps you move through life with more calm and clarity. Financial anxiety doesn't come from a lack of money, it comes from a lack of awareness. Tracking dissolves that anxiety, one line at a time. You'll also notice how tracking strengthens your ability to say no. When you're clear on where your money goes, spontaneous spending feels less appealing. You're not just turning down a purchase, you're saying yes to your bigger goals. That trade-off becomes visible. And once you start choosing long-term gain over short-term ease, your life changes. It doesn't happen all at once, but it happens every day through small decisions that align with the future you've chosen. Many people think discipline with money means restriction. In reality, it brings freedom. When you know what you spend, you no longer live with guilt or guesswork. You know what you can afford. You know what's off limits. And most importantly, you know that your actions match your goals. That kind of alignment removes stress and brings peace. You don't have to wonder where your money went. You already know. You put every dollar in its place. Over time, you can go deeper. You'll start analyzing not just how much you spend, but why. You'll uncover emotional spending triggers. You'll catch patterns during stress, boredom, or fatigue. You'll begin to ask better questions before making a purchase. Is this helping me grow? Is this moving me closer to stability? Am I spending from purpose or from habit? These questions rewire your behavior. They teach you to pause, and in that pause, you gain power. Tracking also gives you evidence of progress. You'll see how your habits are shifting month by month. You'll celebrate how much debt you've reduced or how much you've saved. You'll recognize trends that once controlled you no longer have power. This feedback loop fuels momentum. You'll stop relying on motivation. You'll act from results, and that kind of action is sustainable. Financial mastery begins with self-honesty. It requires the courage to look closely, even when what you see isn't ideal. It demands the humility to say, I didn't realize how much I was wasting, and the discipline to say, I'm choosing something better. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Every day you track, you get stronger. You become more focused, more intentional, and more prepared. Success with money is not about luck or talent. It's about clarity, and clarity is earned through the practice of tracking. When you know where every dollar is going, you no longer fear your finances. You no longer avoid bank statements. You no longer feel lost halfway through the month. You become someone who knows, someone who leads, someone who decides. And that transformation changes not just your money, but your mindset, your confidence, and your future. Chapter 3. Save consistently before you spend anything else. Most people live with the habit of spending first and saving what's left. That approach keeps them trapped in a cycle where saving becomes rare, inconsistent, or non-existent. If you wait until after your expenses to think about saving, there will rarely be anything left. Life always finds ways to fill the gaps with wants disguised as needs, and time passes while your financial foundation remains weak. The discipline of saving before you spend anything creates a structure where your money begins working for you instead of constantly reacting to what pulls at you. When saving is a priority, not an afterthought, it changes the rhythm of how you handle money. You stop hoping you'll have enough and start ensuring you do. The first portion of every dollar that enters your life should go toward your future, not to bills, not to debt, not to comfort, but to security and progress. This decision is not about how much you earn, it's about how you think. A person earning a modest income but saving consistently builds power, while someone with a high income who saves nothing builds stress. The number matters less than the habit. Saving before you spend teaches you to live below your means with intention, not resentment. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. You are deciding where your money goes, instead of wondering where it went. The moment money arrives, even if it's small, set a fixed amount aside immediately. Whether it's 5%, 10% or more, The act of saving first builds momentum. Over time, the amount becomes larger, but the behavior must be in place long before the amount grows. This approach creates predictability and peace. It removes the emotional chaos of trying to make decisions while looking at a shrinking balance. When you've already saved what matters, your mind becomes free from the daily pressure of financial survival. You handle your expenses with the confidence of knowing you've already honored your future. Most people reverse the process and live under constant pressure. But when you flip the order, saving first and spending second, you build a structure that supports mental clarity and emotional stability. Consistency is the force that makes saving powerful. It's not enough to save occasionally when motivation is high or when money feels abundant. Real change happens through quiet, repetitive effort. Saving becomes part of your identity, not just an action. You become the kind of person who prepares, who builds, who thinks long-term. You don't wait for a promotion or a windfall to start. You begin exactly where you are, with exactly what you have. Every time money enters your life, you follow the same process. That pattern rewires your financial instincts. One of the best ways to protect this habit is through automation. Remove the need for willpower by setting up systems that transfer a portion of your income to savings the moment you're paid. If you wait to make a decision each time, emotions and excuses will often win. But if the decision is already made and the process is automatic, consistency becomes easy. You don't have to think about it, you simply live with it. This frees your energy for other choices while your savings grow silently in the background. The purpose of saving is not just to accumulate money, but to create freedom and flexibility. It gives you the strength to walk away from unhealthy environments, to take risks, to handle emergencies without panic, and to invest in opportunities when they appear. Saving is not passive, it's active preparation. It's the daily act of saying, I respect my future more than I crave temporary comfort. That level of self-respect builds a life of quiet strength. You don't need to make saving complicated. Start small if necessary, but start now. Even a small amount saved regularly builds confidence. That confidence grows with every deposit. It reinforces your sense of control. You realize that progress is not about big leaps, it's about steady steps repeated long enough to compound. And once you see the results building, the process becomes satisfying. You no longer feel like you're sacrificing, you feel like you're building. Some people struggle with the idea of saving because they feel their income is too low or their bills are too high. While those challenges are real, the principle remains the same. Pay yourself first, even if it's just a symbolic amount at first. The act matters more than the amount. Once you get used to it, you'll find ways to increase it. You'll look at spending differently. You'll start asking better questions before making purchases. Saving makes you more intentional. That intention creates progress. Saving consistently also gives you a cushion against the unexpected. Life will always have surprises. Medical bills, car repairs, job loss. If you don't prepare, every surprise becomes a crisis. But if you've been saving first, those events lose their power to disrupt your life. You face them with confidence, not panic. You handle them with planning, not reaction. This ability to stay grounded in uncertainty is one of the greatest gifts of financial discipline. Every dollar you save is a vote for your future. It's a quiet statement that says, I'm building something stronger. That mindset begins to shape every other area of your life. You become more patient. You delay gratification with more ease. You stop chasing short-term relief and begin designing long-term results. Saving changes you, not just your bank account, but your identity. You stop living from paycheck to paycheck and begin building a life with purpose and structure. It's also important to assign your savings a purpose. Don't let it sit without direction. Know what you're saving for: emergency funds, investments, education, business opportunities, retirement, or freedom from debt. Purpose gives your savings meaning. It makes the sacrifice feel worthwhile. When you see progress toward a real goal, it motivates you to stay on course. You're not just storing money, you're shaping your life. Track your progress regularly. Review how much you've saved each month. Celebrate milestones, no matter how small. This tracking reinforces your behavior. It gives you proof that your actions matter. It keeps you engaged when the routine feels boring. Progress builds trust, and trust builds momentum. The more you see that saving is working, the more committed you become. It's no longer just a goal. It becomes a lifestyle. There may be times when saving feels difficult, especially during financial strain, but it's during those times that the habit matters most. Even if the amount is small, keep the pattern alive. The consistency maintains your sense of discipline, it protects your mindset, and once the pressure eases, you can increase the amount again without having lost your rhythm. Financial strength is built during challenge, not ease. Saving before spending also protects you from emotional buying. When the first thing you do is secure your future, the urge to spend what's left impulsively begins to fade. You become more selective. You start to ask whether each expense is worth it, whether it aligns with your goals, whether it reflects who you want to be. That clarity reduces regret and increases satisfaction. You no longer feel out of control. You begin to feel proud of your choices. Over time, your savings will begin to open new doors. You'll be able to take advantage of things others can't. You'll feel a deep sense of self-reliance. That feeling is rare in a world full of distractions and consumer pressure, but it's available to anyone who makes the decision to prioritize saving. The earlier you start, the stronger the results. But even if you're starting late, the principle still applies. It's never too late to begin choosing yourself first. This decision must become non-negotiable. It's not optional. It's foundational. Save before anything else. No matter your income, no matter your past, no matter your current situation, this principle will change your financial future. It will teach you responsibility. It will build resilience, and it will restore confidence. And over time, it will create a life of peace, strength, and opportunity that no one can take from you. Chapter 4. Create a budget that respects your true priorities. A budget is not a punishment, and it's not a list of restrictions meant to make your life dull or difficult. It is a reflection of what you truly care about, written in numbers. If your budget feels like a burden, it's probably not connected to your real values. A good budget is not about deprivation, it's about alignment. It's a way of choosing, with clarity, what deserves your money and what doesn't. Every dollar you earn carries potential. Without a plan, that potential gets scattered across distractions, unplanned spending, and emotional purchases. With a plan, your money becomes a tool for building the life you actually want. Creating a budget that reflects your true priorities starts with one honest question. What actually matters to you? Not what you've been told to want. Not what you think sounds impressive, but what genuinely brings you peace, growth, and fulfillment. This step requires honesty. It forces you to look past superficial goals and examine the life you are actively building. If your spending is not in harmony with your priorities, the result is always stress. You might have the income, you might be paying the bills, but if your financial choices don't match what's important to you, something will always feel off. To begin shaping a meaningful budget, you must first define your core priorities clearly. These are the non-negotiable areas of life that bring long-term satisfaction. They may include things like building a savings cushion, paying off debt, investing in your future, spending quality time with loved ones, improving your health, or learning new skills. These are not vague wishes. They are practical areas of life that deserve your consistent attention and financial support. Once you've named them, you can begin adjusting your budget to ensure these priorities are no longer pushed aside by impulse or habit. A common mistake people make when budgeting is copying someone else's template without considering their own values. But your life is not theirs. Your goals are different. Your challenges are unique. Your priorities won't look like someone else's spreadsheet. That's why your budget must be designed by you, for you. It must reflect what's meaningful in your life, not what looks good on paper. This level of customization takes more thought, but it leads to more satisfaction. You stop feeling like you're trapped in a system and start feeling like you're finally in control. Start by looking at your current spending patterns. Where is your money actually going each month? Don't guess. Look at the numbers. Identify the categories that consume most of your income. Ask yourself whether those areas reflect your priorities or simply your habits. You might notice that a large portion of your income goes toward things that feel urgent but aren't important. Or you might see that you've been underfunding areas that deeply matter to you. Awareness is the first step to change. Once you understand your habits, you can begin shifting them with intention. The next step is to assign every dollar a purpose before the month begins. This is how you stop reacting to your financial life and start leading it. You are not waiting for problems to appear. You are planning with clarity. Build your budget around your income, but begin with your top priorities first. Fund your savings goals, your debt repayment, your investments, and your essential needs before anything else. Then move to your secondary needs and wants. This order matters. When you budget backward, starting with entertainment, dining out, or luxury, you sacrifice what matters for what passes, and over time, that pattern creates regret. A budget that honors your true values must also include space for things that bring joy in moderation. It's not about cutting everything fun. It's about making sure the fun doesn't come at the cost of your stability. If you love travel, budget for it. If you enjoy books, set a monthly amount, but do it with intention, not as an afterthought. When your budget includes room for joy, it feels less like a restriction and more like a structure that supports your well-being. That balance keeps you engaged with your financial plan rather than resisting it. It's also important to budget for irregular expenses. These are the things that happen once in a while but still impact your financial flow. Birthdays, medical visits, car repairs, holiday spending. Most people forget to plan for these, so when they arrive, they derail the entire month. But when you build a budget that respects your whole life, not just the obvious parts, you gain resilience. Set aside small amounts each month for these irregular categories. When the time comes, you'll be ready. Preparation protects peace. Adjust your budget every month. Life changes, and your plan should too. Some months you may have more income, others more expenses. The point is not to follow one fixed formula, but to use your budget as a living guide that grows with you. Review what worked, what didn't, and what needs to change. Use what you learn to improve. Over time, this process becomes natural. You stop fearing your finances and start leading them with strength. Track your budget throughout the month. Don't just create it and forget it. Keep a record of how much you've spent in each category. This keeps you accountable and prevents surprises. When you know you're approaching your limit in a category, you begin to make better choices. You start thinking before you spend. That habit builds financial intelligence. It strengthens discipline without force. You begin to feel capable, not restricted. Sometimes you will overspend. That's not failure, it's feedback. When it happens, don't give up. Use it to understand yourself better. Were you tired, emotional, distracted? Did you forget to budget for something important? Each mistake teaches you something. The goal is progress, not perfection. As you get better at aligning your money with your values, the budget becomes easier to follow. It becomes a reflection of who you are becoming. Communicate your budget if you share finances with someone. Unity around money strengthens trust. It reduces conflict and increases clarity. Discuss your shared priorities. Agree on categories. Review your progress together. A budget should not be a secret plan. It should be a shared vision. This shared understanding helps build a strong foundation, not just financially, but emotionally. Your budget should reflect not only your current life, but the life you are creating. If you want to grow your business, make space for it in your budget. If you want to retire early, your plan should reflect that. If you want to reduce stress, your choices must create simplicity. Use your budget as a tool to direct your energy. Let it be a daily reminder that you are in charge, that your goals matter, and that every decision shapes your future. Over time, a budget built around your true priorities creates more than financial progress. It creates personal clarity. You start to recognize what's essential and what's not. You stop comparing your life to others. You begin to enjoy the path you've chosen. You feel a quiet sense of pride, knowing your money is supporting a life that feels right for you. The budget is not just about numbers. It is a reflection of your inner values, your daily choices, and your long-term dreams. When created with care, it becomes one of the most powerful tools you have for building a life of peace, confidence, and meaning. You stop drifting. You start deciding. You stop reacting. You start building. And that is where real financial freedom begins. Chapter 5. Invest early to build lifelong financial security. The earlier you start investing, the more time you give your money to grow. It's not about having large amounts to begin with. It's about giving your future the advantage of time. Most people delay investing because they think they need to know everything first, or wait until they earn more. But waiting has a cost. Time is the one resource you cannot get back. Every year you delay, you lose potential growth. What seems small today can become significant if it's consistent and started early. Investing is not just for the wealthy or the experts. It's for anyone who wants to live with stability, dignity, and freedom later in life. Investing is not a get-rich-quick move. It's a patient and disciplined habit. It's choosing to let your money work for you instead of trading all your time for every dollar. While saving protects you in the short term, investing builds wealth for the long term. That's where financial security lives. It's not in the money you save today, it's in the assets you grow over time. A secure future isn't built by accident. It's built with small decisions made regularly and early. Even a small investment made now can grow into something meaningful in the decades to come. You don't need perfect timing. You need a clear starting point. The markets will always go up and down. Waiting for the perfect moment is how people miss years of opportunity. Start with what you have. Learn as you go. Progress will teach you more than waiting ever will. Open an account. Make your first contribution and begin watching your financial foundation take shape. No one feels completely ready when they start, but those who begin anyway gain the advantage of experience. There are many ways to invest, but the key is to begin with simple, proven strategies. Learn the basics of index funds, compound interest and long-term growth. Avoid speculation and short-term thinking. The goal is not to chase trends, it's to build a foundation that grows steadily over time. The power of investing lies in compound growth, where the returns you earn begin to earn returns of their own. This effect becomes stronger with time, which is why starting early is so powerful. The earlier you invest, the less pressure you feel later. You don't need to play catch-up. You don't need to depend on others. You don't need to take risky shortcuts. Your consistency over time becomes your greatest asset. Imagine putting away a small amount each month, starting in your 20s. By the time you reach retirement, you could have more than someone who waited and then tried to invest larger amounts later. It's not about how much you invest, it's about how long you invest for. Investing teaches you patience and long-term thinking. You stop reacting to every shift in the economy. You stop being controlled by fear. You start seeing the bigger picture, while others panic during market drops. You stay grounded, knowing that time is on your side. This mindset carries over into other parts of life. You become less impulsive, more disciplined, and more focused on the future. That's how investing transforms not only your money, but your mind. You don't need to be an expert to start. There are tools and platforms designed to help beginners. Choose one that makes sense for your goals. Whether it's a retirement account, a mutual fund, or a basic investment app, the important thing is to begin. Start small if needed, but build the habit. Learn the language of investing slowly, without pressure. Each month, each contribution, each lesson adds up. Over the years, you will become someone who understands how wealth is built, not through luck, but through patience and commitment. Make investing a non-negotiable part of your financial routine. Just like paying your bills or buying food, treat your investment contributions as an essential expense. Don't wait to see if there's anything left over. Make it automatic. Set up recurring transfers that happen every month, no matter what. This removes the need for constant decision-making and protects your progress from your emotions. Automation keeps you consistent, and consistency creates results. Your future depends on the actions you take today. You may not feel the impact right away, but that's the nature of investing. It's quiet progress. You don't always see it, but it's working. Every contribution is a building block for your future independence. It gives you options, protection, and power. The person who starts early doesn't need to hope things work out. They have a plan that's growing quietly, month by month, year by year. Don't compare your progress to anyone else. Everyone has a different timeline. What matters is that you stay committed to your own. Avoid the noise. Focus on your path. Your goal is not to beat anyone. It's to build a life that doesn't depend on anyone. That kind of peace is rare, but it's available to those who start early and stay the course. Investing is a personal responsibility. No one will do it for you, but once you take control, no one can take it away from you either. Educate yourself continuously. Read books. Listen to trusted financial experts. Ask questions. Make informed decisions. But don't get stuck in analysis. Action creates clarity. You will make mistakes. That's part of the journey. But mistakes made early have time to be corrected, and they're often your best teachers. The more you learn, the better you'll get. The better you get, the more confident you'll become. This confidence builds a mindset that refuses to rely on chance. Investing also protects you from inflation and rising costs. Money sitting in a savings account loses value over time. Investing helps your money grow faster than the cost of living increases. It ensures that your future purchasing power remains strong. Without this growth, your future lifestyle may shrink. With it, you stay ahead. It's not about becoming rich, it's about becoming ready. Ready for opportunities, ready for challenges, ready to live on your own terms. Don't let fear stop you. The most dangerous move is not investing at all. Every year of hesitation is a year of missed growth. Fear doesn't protect you, it only delays your peace. Face your uncertainty by starting small. Learn by doing. Watch your progress. Each step reduces fear and builds strength. And that strength becomes the foundation of your financial life. The decision to invest early is one of the most powerful gifts you can give your future self. It is the opposite of chaos. It is the end of panic. It is the beginning of calm. With each contribution, you are building security that cannot be taken by circumstances. You are creating a future shaped by choice, not by chance. You are choosing discipline today to create freedom tomorrow. And freedom, once built, becomes the most valuable asset you will ever own. Chapter 6. Cut unnecessary costs to increase monthly savings fast. Financial progress often begins not with earning more but with wasting less. Most people underestimate how much they spend on things that don't truly matter, and over time, these small leaks turn into serious obstacles. If your goal is to increase your monthly savings quickly, the first step is to cut the unnecessary. This isn't about living with restriction, it's about removing the weight that holds you back. Every dollar that serves no purpose is a distraction from the life you're trying to build. And until you take control of where your money is going, your goals will always be just out of reach. Start by reviewing every expense from the last 30 days without skipping a single transaction. The goal is not to judge yourself, but to understand your behavior. Where does your money actually go? What patterns keep repeating? What purchases seemed reasonable in the moment but now feel wasteful? Once you bring your habits into the light, you begin to take back your power. Awareness gives you options, and options create change. Many people are frustrated by their financial situation without realizing they're funding the very habits that cause the frustration. Look closely at recurring expenses first. These are often the easiest to change and the fastest way to recover lost money. Cancel unused subscriptions, reduce overpaid services, and renegotiate bills wherever possible. Monthly charges may seem small, but when you have 10 of them, they become a burden. Identify every automatic payment and ask yourself whether it brings value equal to its cost. If it doesn't, it's time to cut it. You're not depriving yourself, you're choosing something more important. Next, evaluate your daily spending habits. These are the purchases that feel harmless but add up quickly. Unplanned meals, overpriced coffee, digital extras, convenience items. None of these destroy your finances in isolation, but when they become habits, they quietly rob you of progress. If you spend $5 a day without thinking, you lose over $150 each month. That money could be invested, saved, or used for something that improves your quality of life in a meaningful way. Cutting these habits doesn't require extreme discipline, it only requires intention. Review how often you pay for speed or comfort at the expense of your long-term goals. Ordering food because you didn't plan ahead. Paying for rides instead of organizing your day. Shopping for relief after a stressful moment. These are emotional decisions disguised as practical ones. The solution is not guilt, it's preparation. When you have a plan, you make fewer reactive choices. Cook meals in advance. Walk when possible. Set spending limits before you go out. These small shifts add up fast. Another hidden cost comes from the things you buy to impress others or to fill a moment of dissatisfaction. Clothing you don't wear, tech you don't need, memberships you don't use. Every one of these choices takes money away from your future. Ask yourself before every purchase, am I buying this because I truly need it or because I feel like I should? Am I trying to feel better in the moment or build something better for the future? These questions interrupt automatic spending and replace it with mindful decisions. Cutting unnecessary costs is not about suffering, it's about realignment. You're not giving things up, you're making space for what matters. The money you recover from waste becomes a powerful tool. You can use it to build an emergency fund, pay off debt, or grow your investments. Each of these actions increases your stability. And the more stable you become, the more freedom you gain. That's the real reward, not the extra cash, but the peace and power it brings. Create a clear system to track your expenses going forward. Use a notebook, app, or spreadsheet. Choose something you'll stick with daily. The point is not to be perfect. The point is to remain conscious of your spending. When you track where every dollar goes, you automatically spend with more care. It becomes easier to spot patterns and stop them early. You begin to see spending not as a reaction, but as a choice. And every choice you make either supports your progress or slows it down. Cutting costs also teaches you self-control, which is a foundational skill for building wealth. Every time you choose to delay gratification, you strengthen your ability to make wise decisions. You prove to yourself that you are in control, not your impulses. This inner strength shows up in other areas of your life, your health, your relationships, your goals. The discipline you build with money becomes discipline you can use anywhere. Be careful not to confuse cutting costs with cutting joy. Some expenses genuinely enrich your life. If something brings lasting satisfaction or supports your well-being, make space for it in your budget. But cut the things that serve no purpose beyond the moment. You don't need to live without joy. You need to live with clarity. Spend on what aligns with your values, not what simply fills the silence or satisfies impulse. To stay motivated, measure the results. At the end of each month, calculate how much you saved by removing what you didn't need. Watch that number grow. Use it to fund something important. Every dollar saved is a step forward. Track your wins. Celebrate your progress. These actions reinforce the behavior and keep you committed. When you see what's possible in 30 days, you realize how much further you can go in 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Involve others when necessary. If you share finances with a partner or family, talk openly about your spending choices. Work together to identify what's important and what's not. Agree on what stays and what goes. Mutual understanding creates stronger habits. It reduces friction and helps everyone feel part of the solution. Financial growth is easier when the people around you are aligned. Be ready to make hard choices. Sometimes unnecessary costs are tied to identity or ego. Maybe you're used to a certain lifestyle. Maybe you've tied your self-worth to what you own or how you appear. Letting go of those attachments can feel like a loss, but what you're really doing is making room for growth. You're choosing purpose over image. You're choosing your future over approval. That kind of decision builds the life you actually want instead of the one others expect. As your monthly savings grow, you'll notice something else shift. The feeling of being stuck begins to fade. You realize you're not waiting for someone to rescue you. You're not hoping for a miracle. You're taking responsibility for your future. That awareness alone changes everything. It creates pride, ownership, and peace, and those are things no one can give you. You earn them through your decisions. Cutting unnecessary costs is not a one-time fix. It's a lifelong mindset. It means you evaluate, adjust, and improve as your life evolves. What was once essential may become unnecessary. What once felt hard may now feel natural. Continue questioning, continue refining, continue choosing clarity over clutter. That process keeps you growing and keeps your money working for you, not against you. Every unnecessary expense you remove is a step closer to freedom. Every decision you make with purpose is a statement that you are ready to lead your life instead of reacting to it. You don't need more money to feel secure. You need to stop wasting the money you already have. That's the path to faster savings, stronger confidence, and real independence. And once you begin, you'll never want to live any other way. Chapter 7. Learn one new financial skill every single week. Most people struggle financially not because they lack intelligence, but because they never made learning about money a weekly priority. Information is everywhere, yet very few treat financial education as a habit. The truth is, if you want to build lasting financial strength, learning must become a routine, not an event. Mastery doesn't come from one course, one book, or one decision. It comes from repeated effort, from showing up every single week and adding one new skill to your toolkit. This simple practice creates momentum. One small lesson compounds into clarity. One insight leads to better habits. One decision leads to a stronger future. When you commit to learning one new financial skill every week, you're not just adding knowledge, you're transforming how you think. You begin to see patterns in your spending. You start to recognize mistakes before they happen. You make smarter decisions, not because someone told you to, but because you understand the logic behind them. Each skill you learn becomes a shield against ignorance and a key to independence. The person who keeps learning never stays stuck for long. Start with simple and foundational topics. Learn how compound interest works, how credit scores are calculated, how inflation affects your money, how to read a bank statement, how to create a debt payoff plan. Each topic you study doesn't just teach you, it empowers you. And the more you understand, the more confident you become. Confidence leads to action, and action leads to results. You don't need to be an expert to start. You just need to be willing to grow. Learning weekly helps you stay ahead of change. The financial world evolves constantly. New technologies, market shifts, updated laws, new tools. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. But when you commit to ongoing education, you stay sharp. You recognize trends early. You adapt with ease. You become someone who isn't confused by money, but instead makes it work on your terms. While others guess, you plan. While others hope, you prepare. You can learn through books, podcasts, videos, articles, conversations, or courses. Choose what fits your learning style, but stay consistent. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much at once. Focus on depth, not speed. Absorb the lesson, reflect on how it applies to your life, and take one step based on what you learned. If you read about investing, open an account. If you study budgeting, redesign your monthly plan. If you learn about negotiation, apply it to a real bill. Knowledge alone is not enough. Application is where the growth happens. Make learning visible. Keep a journal or a list of every skill you've learned. Write down what it taught you and how you used it. This record becomes a source of motivation during slow periods. It reminds you how far you've come. It gives you proof that your efforts matter. Progress becomes obvious. This clarity pushes you forward, especially when motivation fades. And when others ask how you became so capable with money, you'll have a path to show them, one skill 1 week at a time. Sometimes a new skill will challenge your beliefs. You may discover that the way you've been handling money for years isn't working. Don't resist this discomfort. Lean into it, Growth often feels uncomfortable at first because it forces you to face your past mistakes, but without that honesty, change won't happen. Each new lesson gives you a chance to upgrade not just your knowledge, but your entire mindset. You begin to realize that your financial life is not fixed. It can be shaped, and you are the one who gets to shape it. Financial skills are not only about numbers, they're also about behavior, discipline, and mindset. Learn how to manage emotions around money, how to set long-term goals, how to make values-based decisions, how to talk about money with others. These are skills too, ones that many never learn. When you improve how you think about money, you improve every decision you make with it. That internal growth is just as important as the external actions. The consistency of weekly learning also builds identity. You start to see yourself differently. You stop saying, "I'm bad with money," and start saying, "I'm learning how to get better every day." That shift is powerful. It changes how you respond to setbacks. You no longer see challenges as failures, but as part of the process. You become resilient, and that resilience makes it easier to recover, refocus, and keep going. If you miss a week, don't quit. Just start again. The habit is what matters. It's okay to go slow, but don't go backward. Every week is a fresh chance to grow. Over time, your knowledge will stack. You'll find yourself making decisions with ease. You'll understand terms that once confused you. You'll look back and realize you know more than you ever thought possible. That kind of growth creates a quiet strength. You don't need to announce it, you live it. Involve others in your learning, if you can. Discuss new ideas with friends or family. Share what you've learned. Ask questions. Get feedback. Teaching others reinforces your own understanding. And when you learn together, you build a culture of financial strength. You support each other, you stay motivated. You grow faster. Surrounding yourself with people who value learning changes the energy around money, from stress to curiosity, from fear to progress. This weekly habit prepares you for life's unpredictable turns. When emergencies come, you'll know how to handle them. When opportunities appear, you'll know how to assess them. When decisions need to be made, you won't freeze. You'll have a base of knowledge to draw from, built patiently over time. That preparation gives you freedom. It lets you lead your life with purpose instead of reacting to problems with panic. Financial growth is not just about numbers rising, it's about how you carry yourself. Learning weekly helps you carry yourself with calm, with discipline, and with direction. It helps you stop relying on luck or emotion. You begin to make decisions rooted in clarity. You recognize the difference between urgent and important. You stop being impressed by appearances and start focusing on substance. Every week, you learn something new. You get closer to the life you want. Each lesson is a tool. Each tool is a resource. Each resource is a step. And the steps never end. There will always be something more to learn. But the earlier you start, the stronger you become. A year from now, you could have 50 new financial skills and a completely different level of control over your life. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are capable. You are in motion. You are building. All it takes is one lesson every week without fail. One piece of wisdom applied again and again. That is how real change is built. And over time, that change becomes your new reality. Strong, confident, and prepared. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep building the life you deserve. Chapter 8. Avoid debt by choosing long-term peace over impulse. Debt doesn't begin with money. It begins with a A moment when you choose comfort over clarity, appearance over reality, or now over later. Most debt is not created out of necessity, but out of impulse. It's born in seconds, but takes years to escape. And if you want to live with long-term peace, the first rule is simple. Avoid unnecessary debt by refusing to trade your future for temporary satisfaction. Every financial decision you make has a cost, but not all costs are visible. Some are emotional, others psychological. The debt that weighs heaviest is not the monthly bill, but the silent burden it places on your confidence, your relationships, and your freedom. Living without debt is not about having more, it's about needing less. It's not about restriction, it's about release. Every dollar you borrow limits your future options. It's a silent agreement that what you want now is more important than what you might need later. That mindset, repeated over time, leads to stress that never goes away. When your income is tied to repayments, your freedom shrinks. You work not because you choose to, but because you have to. Avoiding debt is about choosing to stay free, even when temptation asks you to forget your goals. Impulse spending is powerful because it's emotional. It disguises itself as reward, relief, or urgency. But real peace never comes from a rushed purchase. It comes from restraint, from looking at something you want and saying, "I don't need this to feel complete," from walking past what feels good in the moment to protect what will feel better long term. Avoiding debt requires that you slow down your decisions, that you pause, think, and reflect before acting. One clear moment can protect you from years of regret. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be honest. Ask yourself before any purchase, am I doing this because I truly need it, or because I'm trying to feel something? Am I solving a problem, or escaping a feeling? Every time you interrupt that emotional loop, you build strength, and strength builds peace. When you make decisions based on values instead of urges, you stop chasing relief and start creating control. You begin to live from intention, not reaction. Avoiding debt also means building systems that support discipline. If you know that credit cards tempt you, reduce their use or remove them altogether. If online shopping leads to overspending, delete the apps. If certain people influence you to spend beyond your means, limit their impact. This isn't about being extreme. It's about protecting your mental and financial space from constant temptation. You don't need willpower to win. You need structure. Make it harder to fall into debt and easier to stay on track. Many people live in quiet anxiety, trying to manage bills they created in moments of impulse. They pay for meals they no longer remember, clothes they rarely wear, or gadgets that broke their budget, but not their problems. This cycle continues until they decide to stop feeding it, to choose long-term calm over short-term noise. That decision may feel small at first. It may even feel uncomfortable. But over time it builds a life where your money supports you instead of controlling you. Financial peace isn't just about numbers, it's about how you feel when you wake up. Do you feel free to make choices, or are your choices already made for you by past decisions? Do you earn money and feel proud, or do you watch it disappear into repayments? The answer often depends on how you handled moments of impulse. Peace is expensive when you buy it with debt, but when you protect it with discipline, it becomes your greatest asset. Build habits that make debt unnecessary. Save for what you want. Plan your purchases. Delay gratification until you can pay in full. These habits may seem slow, but they protect your momentum. When you avoid debt, you avoid the weight of interest, the stress of bills, and the distraction of regret. You get to keep your progress, your confidence, and your control. Over time, This stability allows you to build faster. You're not patching holes, you're building a foundation. There will always be reasons to spend. Sales, promotions, upgrades. Each one is designed to trigger urgency. But your life is not an emergency. Your goals are not random. You don't need to rush just because the world tells you to. Step back. Ask yourself if this expense brings value or just noise. Ask if it gets you closer to your vision or pulls you further away. When you live from this kind of clarity, your spending becomes a reflection of your growth, not your habits. It's also important to define what peace means to you. Is it having savings that cover 6 months of expenses? Is it waking up without financial fear? Is it being able to walk away from a toxic job or relationship because you're not dependent on a paycheck? Whatever it is, remember that every dollar of unnecessary debt pulls you away from that peace, and every decision to avoid it brings you closer. You're not just saving money, you're saving your freedom, your focus, and your future. Teach yourself to find joy in what you already have. Gratitude kills impulse. When you focus on what's missing, you'll always feel the urge to spend. When you recognize how much you already own, how far you've already come, that urge begins to fade. You spend less, not because you have to, but because you've learned that contentment isn't found in a box or a brand. This emotional discipline creates space between want and need, and that space is where peace lives. Avoiding debt also allows you to respond to life's challenges with strength. Emergencies will happen. Unexpected costs will appear, but when you're not buried in payments, you have room to adapt. You're not scrambling, you're adjusting. That flexibility gives you confidence, and confidence builds momentum. You become someone who doesn't panic at every change. You stay grounded because you've protected your stability with foresight. You're not missing out by avoiding debt. You're opting into a life that's rooted in control, not chaos. You're choosing long-term reward over short-term comfort, and comfort gained through debt always has a cost. It might feel good now, but eventually it demands your time, your peace, and your freedom in return. That's not a fair trade. Especially when you realize that most of the things you once thought you needed, you've already forgotten. Every time you resist a purchase that doesn't serve you, you say yes to something deeper. You say yes to goals that matter. You say yes to options you haven't even imagined yet. You say yes to walking through life with clarity instead of dragging the weight of financial regret. This kind of power doesn't come from what you buy. It comes from what you're willing to wait for, from what you're willing to build slowly, carefully, and intentionally. Your peace is worth protecting. Your future is worth defending. And no item, no meal, no upgrade, no discount is more valuable than the life you are shaping with every decision. Debt doesn't have to define your story. You have the ability to change the pattern right now. It starts with one choice: to stop chasing what's easy and to start choosing what lasts. That's not restriction. That's freedom. That's how you take control. That's how you build the kind of life that doesn't need to be escaped, because it was built with purpose from the very beginning. Chapter 9. Surround yourself with financially disciplined people only. The people you choose to keep around you have more influence on your financial habits than you realize. What they normalize becomes what you tolerate. What they value begins to shape what you prioritize. If you're surrounded by individuals who constantly spend recklessly, live on credit, ignore their savings, and avoid financial responsibility, it becomes harder to stay committed to your own goals. Discipline fades in an environment where carelessness is encouraged. But when you intentionally surround yourself with financially disciplined people, your mindset shifts. Their structure rubs off on you, their standards raise yours, their habits give you quiet permission to live with greater focus, clarity and restraint. You don't have to cut people out to grow financially, but you must protect your standards. There's a difference between being supportive and being influenced. If every gathering turns into a spending contest, if every conversation promotes short-term pleasure instead of long-term growth, you'll start drifting away from your deeper goals. It's not always loud or obvious. Often, it's subtle. The suggestion to upgrade when you don't need to, the pressure to eat out instead of cooking, the casual comment that makes you feel behind for living simply. That pressure compounds, and over time, your discipline becomes a source of shame instead of pride. Financially disciplined people inspire you without even trying. They don't need to lecture or boast. They live with intention. They respect money not because they worship it, but because they know what it can protect and provide. They plan their purchases, track their expenses, invest for the future, and delay gratification with confidence. Being around them makes it easier to say no to things that don't align with your vision. You stop feeling like the odd one out. You start feeling understood. That sense of belonging creates stability, and stability reinforces progress. Find people who talk about building wealth instead of just spending it. Spend time with those who ask about your goals, not just your weekend plans. Connect with individuals who discuss ideas, not just possessions. The more time you spend with those who take their finances seriously, the more seriously you'll take yours. You'll hear different language, you'll see different habits, and slowly, without even realizing it, you'll start to mirror those behaviors. Discipline is contagious, so is chaos. If everyone around you shrugs off debt, lives paycheck to paycheck, and views budgeting as punishment, you'll begin to question your own discipline. But if everyone around you is focused, intentional, and grounded, you'll feel motivated to stay the course. It's not about comparison, it's about environment. Even the most determined person can be drained by a toxic setting, and even the most unsure person can grow in the right circle. You become the average of the behaviors you're exposed to. If the people closest to you talk openly about saving, prioritize long-term thinking, and take responsibility for their decisions, you'll feel encouraged to do the same. You won't feel strange for skipping a luxury you can't afford. You won't be pressured to prove yourself with purchases. You'll be supported for being strategic. That support matters more than most people realize. It keeps you going when progress feels slow. Sometimes the people closest to you will challenge your growth. Not because they mean to harm you, but because your discipline reminds them of their own neglect. Your savings habits might make others uncomfortable. Your decision to skip a night out could be seen as judgment. Understand that this is about their internal reaction, not your worth. You're not responsible for how others feel about your progress. You're responsible for protecting your peace. And sometimes that means pulling back, setting boundaries, or spending less time in environments that reward impulsiveness over intention. Seek out conversations that educate you. Join communities that focus on growth. Read what disciplined people read. Listen to what they discuss. Observe how they live. When you place yourself in learning environments, you accelerate your understanding. You begin to realize that financial discipline is not about restriction. It's about expansion. It's about making space for what truly matters. And the more you surround yourself with people who see it that way, the less tempted you'll be to fall back into old patterns. Choose mentors, whether in person or online, who model the kind of discipline you admire. Study their habits, learn from their mistakes, apply what fits your life. These examples are not meant to be worshipped, but observed. Use their journey as fuel. Let their stories show you what's possible when consistency meets clarity. Don't idolize their success. Understand the principles that built it, and then live those principles in your own way, with your own rhythm. It's not just about avoiding bad influences. It's also about building strong alliances. Find accountability partners, share goals, track progress together, discuss struggles openly, encourage each other through setbacks, celebrate victories together, no matter how small. A strong network doesn't just keep you in check, it lifts you up when life gets heavy. Financial growth can feel lonely without support, but with the right people, it becomes a shared mission. As you grow, your standards will evolve. Some relationships may not. That's okay. You're not abandoning people, you're choosing alignment. You're choosing to spend more time with those who reflect your values. That choice doesn't need to come with guilt. It comes with responsibility. Your future matters too much to keep it tied to habits that no longer serve you. Be kind, but be firm. You don't owe anyone your progress. Discipline thrives in environments that honor patience. Surrounding yourself with people who understand that growth takes time helps you stay committed when results are not immediate. These people will remind you that every small step counts. They'll help you zoom out when your perspective narrows. They'll remind you that your worth isn't measured by how much you spend, but by how intentionally you live. Every decision you make about who you spend time with is a decision about who you are becoming. That's why this chapter matters. The right people won't drain your progress. They'll fuel it. They won't challenge your discipline. They'll sharpen it. They won't distract you from your purpose. They'll walk beside you as you pursue it. The people you choose shape your path. Choose wisely. Choose people who are also choosing growth. Because in the end, success doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in alignment. And when you find that alignment, everything else becomes clearer, stronger, and more possible. Chapter 10. Commit to reading one personal finance book monthly. Committing to reading one personal finance book every month is more than a habit. It's a transformative practice that can reshape your entire relationship with money. In a world overflowing with quick fixes and fleeting advice, books offer depth, context, and proven strategies that stand the test of time. Each book you read builds a foundation of knowledge, strengthens your mindset, and equips you with practical tools to make smarter decisions. This monthly commitment is a promise to yourself to grow steadily, to feed your curiosity, and to move beyond surface-level understanding toward mastery. Reading regularly exposes you to diverse perspectives. One author might focus on budgeting, while another emphasizes investing. Some books challenge common beliefs. Others reinforce timeless principles. This variety broadens your thinking and sharpens your ability to discern what applies best to your unique situation. You learn to question assumptions and embrace new ideas. That openness is crucial because financial success is not a one-size-fits-all formula. The more you read, the better you become at customizing strategies that fit your values and goals. Books also teach patience. Unlike instant advice from social media or flashy seminars, books require time and reflection. They encourage you to slow down and engage deeply. This pacing helps you absorb lessons fully instead of rushing past them. As you read, you encounter stories of failure and triumph that remind you progress is a process, not an event. This understanding reduces frustration when change feels slow and builds resilience when setbacks occur. Knowing that others faced obstacles and overcame them fuels your determination to keep going. Commitment to monthly reading creates a disciplined rhythm in your life. It turns learning into a priority, not an afterthought. You make space for growth amid daily responsibilities and distractions. This consistency matters more than you might realize. Growth doesn't happen in bursts, but in steady, repeated effort. Each book you finish adds a new layer of insight. Over time, these layers stack up, revealing a clearer path toward financial independence and security. Small steps compound, just like money, and reading regularly is one of the smartest investments you can make. Beyond knowledge, books inspire action. They often include exercises, reflections, and step-by-step plans that guide you beyond theory. When you finish a book, you don't have to guess what to do next. You have a roadmap. You can apply what you've learned immediately, whether it's creating a budget, starting an emergency fund, or understanding credit scores. Books give you tools to move forward with confidence. This practical application is what turns reading from a passive activity into a powerful habit that changes your life. Reading also improves your financial vocabulary. Understanding terms like diversification, compound interest, or asset allocation empowers you to engage more effectively with advisors, lenders, and opportunities. The more fluent you become in this language, the less intimidating money conversations feel. You gain control over decisions that once felt overwhelming. This fluency reduces fear and increases confidence. When you speak the language of finance, you command respect and open doors to better opportunities. The commitment to reading creates space for reflection. As you engage with new ideas, you naturally evaluate your current habits and beliefs. This reflection leads to self-awareness, a critical step in lasting change. You start identifying blind spots, biases, and behaviors that limit your growth. You begin to see money not as a source of stress, but as a tool for freedom. This mindset shift transforms your approach. You stop reacting to crises and start planning for possibilities. That mental clarity makes every choice easier and more aligned with your goals. Building this habit requires setting realistic goals. Don't pressure yourself to finish dense books quickly. Choose books that engage and challenge you, but fit your lifestyle. Mix classics with contemporary works. Some months focus on budgeting, others on investing or psychology. Variety keeps your interest alive. If reading a physical book feels overwhelming, consider audiobooks or summaries. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even a few pages or chapters a day add up. The important part is showing up and committing to growth. Sharing what you read enhances learning. Discuss insights with friends or join book clubs focused on personal finance. Teaching others reinforces your understanding and keeps you accountable. Conversations about money can be uncomfortable, but they also build community and support. You realize you're not alone in your journey. Hearing different experiences deepens your perspective. This interaction makes reading more than a solitary pursuit. It becomes a shared mission toward financial well-being. Monthly reading also prepares you for the unexpected. Financial landscapes change constantly. New laws, market shifts, and technological advances impact your options. Regular reading keeps you informed and adaptable. It helps you spot opportunities early and avoid pitfalls. This ongoing education becomes your competitive advantage. While others react, you anticipate. While others panic, you strategize. That foresight builds resilience and opens pathways that might otherwise remain hidden. Committing to this habit builds confidence that spills over into other areas of life. Mastering financial knowledge strengthens your problem-solving skills, discipline, and critical thinking. It boosts your sense of control and self-efficacy. This empowerment radiates outward, influencing how you handle relationships, career decisions, and personal goals. Money is often a source of anxiety, but through education, it becomes a source of strength. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, from fear to possibility. Remember that growth is a journey, not a destination. Some books will resonate deeply, others less so. Every book has value even if it challenges or contradicts previous ideas. Approach each with curiosity and openness. Take notes. Highlight lessons. Revisit key chapters when needed. Allow the wisdom to sink in slowly. Growth requires patience and persistence, just like any worthwhile pursuit. Finally, honor the commitment as a gift to yourself. This habit is an act of self-respect and love. It says you deserve knowledge, freedom, and a better life. It says you're willing to invest time and effort in your future. That mindset shift, seeing education as a priority, is the cornerstone of lasting change. When you read one personal finance book every month, you are not just learning about money, you are learning how to lead your life with intention, clarity, and power. The impact of this simple decision will ripple through every area of your life, building a foundation that no one can take away. Chapter 11. Start a side hustle to increase your income stream. Adding a side hustle to your financial life is one of the most effective ways to build security and freedom. Relying solely on a single income source limits your potential and exposes you to risk. Life is unpredictable and job stability is never guaranteed. When you start a side hustle, you create an additional stream of income that can boost your savings, accelerate debt payoff, and provide opportunities you wouldn't otherwise have. This extra effort is not about working harder without purpose, it's about working smarter to increase your options and build resilience against unexpected setbacks. The first step to starting a side hustle is identifying your skills and interests. You don't need to reinvent yourself or take on a second job that drains your energy. Instead, look at what you already know or enjoy doing. Maybe you have a hobby that can be monetized, a professional skill that can be freelanced, or a service that others need. The key is to find something that fits your schedule and energizes you rather than drains you. This alignment makes it easier to stay committed and consistent. Starting small is okay. You don't have to quit your day job or invest a lot of money up front. Many side hustles begin as simple projects you work on during evenings or weekends. This low-risk approach lets you test ideas, learn what works, and adjust without pressure. Over time, as your side hustle grows, you can decide if it deserves more of your attention. The gradual build keeps you balanced and protects your main source of income while you explore new opportunities. Building a side hustle requires discipline and time management. It's easy to get distracted or discouraged when balancing multiple responsibilities. Setting clear goals, creating a schedule, and prioritizing tasks helps you stay focused. Treat your side hustle like a business from day one. Track your earnings, expenses, and progress. This structure keeps you accountable and provides a sense of accomplishment. Even if the income starts small, each dollar earned from your side hustle is a direct result of your effort and strategy. Marketing your side hustle is an essential skill. No matter how good your product or service is, it won't grow without visibility. Use social media, word of mouth, and local networks to promote what you offer. Sharing your journey authentically can attract clients and customers who value your work. Building relationships with your audience creates trust and repeat business. Marketing is not about being pushy, it's about communicating value clearly and consistently. The side hustle journey is also a learning opportunity. You develop skills in entrepreneurship, communication, customer service, and problem solving. These skills often translate back into your main career, enhancing your overall value. You become more adaptable, confident, and resourceful. Facing challenges in your side hustle teaches resilience and creative thinking. These traits are essential not only for financial success, but for personal growth. Managing finances in your side hustle is crucial. Keep personal and business finances separate. Track all income and expenses diligently. Set aside money for taxes and reinvest profits wisely. Financial discipline in your side hustle protects you from surprises and builds a clear picture of profitability. Knowing exactly how much you earn and spend helps you make informed decisions about scaling or adjusting your efforts. Avoid burnout by maintaining balance. Your side hustle should enhance your life, not overwhelm it. Schedule downtime and practice self-care. Recognize signs of fatigue and adjust accordingly. Sometimes slowing down or pausing is necessary to sustain long-term growth. Remember, the goal of a side hustle is to increase your freedom, not diminish it. Taking care of your health and well-being ensures you can continue to build both income streams and a fulfilling life. Networking with other side hustlers can provide support and inspiration. Join communities or groups where you can share experiences, challenges, and successes. Learning from others who walk a similar path helps you avoid common pitfalls and discover new strategies. Collaboration often leads to new opportunities and partnerships that accelerate growth. Building a network strengthens not only your business, but your motivation and confidence. Keep your long-term vision in focus. A side hustle is a tool to achieve bigger financial goals, whether it's paying off debt, saving for a home, funding education, or preparing for retirement. Regularly remind yourself why you started and what you want to achieve. This clarity fuels perseverance when progress feels slow. Celebrate milestones along the way. No matter how small, each success reinforces your belief in your ability to create financial change. Flexibility is an advantage of side hustles. You can pivot your offerings, experiment with pricing, and explore different markets. This adaptability lets you respond to customer needs and changing trends. Being open to evolution keeps your hustle relevant and competitive. It also encourages creativity and personal growth. The more you innovate, the more you learn about your strengths and passions. Expect challenges, but don't be discouraged. Rejections, slow periods, and setbacks are part of the process. Use them as learning moments rather than reasons to quit. Persistence separates successful side hustlers from those who give up too soon. Remember, growth rarely happens in a straight line. Embrace the journey with patience and a problem-solving mindset. Each challenge overcome is a victory that strengthens your resolve. Technology makes side hustles more accessible than ever. Platforms for freelancing, selling products, teaching and consulting open doors that didn't exist before. Use online tools to automate, market, and manage your hustle efficiently. Leveraging technology allows you to maximize time and reach a broader audience. Stay curious about new tools and trends. They can give you an edge. Always prioritize quality over quantity. Delivering excellent work builds reputation and loyalty. Satisfied customers lead to referrals and repeat business, which are more sustainable than constant new leads. Focus on building trust and reliability. This foundation makes your side hustle resilient in changing markets and economic conditions. Remember that your side hustle is a reflection of you. Approach it with integrity, professionalism, and passion. Your attitude influences your results. When you believe in what you do, others do too. Authenticity attracts opportunities and partnerships that align with your values. This alignment creates fulfillment beyond financial gain. Over time, your side hustle can evolve into more than just extra income. It might become a primary source of revenue, a platform for your creativity, or a pathway to entrepreneurship. Starting it with intention and care lays the groundwork for these possibilities. Whether it remains a supplement or grows into something bigger, it will enrich your financial life and personal growth. Starting a side hustle requires courage to step outside comfort zones. It demands commitment to consistent effort and learning. But the rewards, financial freedom, skill development, confidence are well worth the journey. Each small step you take builds momentum. Every task completed brings you closer to your goals. The act of creating your own opportunity transforms your mindset from dependent to empowered. In a world of uncertainty, multiple income streams provide security and peace of mind. Your side hustle is more than extra cash. It's a statement that you control your financial destiny. It proves that you are proactive, resourceful, and resilient. This mindset fuels success across all areas of your life. Starting a side hustle is an investment in yourself. It demands time, energy, and focus, but it returns freedom, confidence, and growth. When you commit fully, you create options that no paycheck alone can offer. You build a life where money works for you, not the other way around. This is how financial success begins, not just by earning more, but by expanding your capacity to create value and seize opportunity. Chapter 12. Track your net worth every month without fail. Tracking your net worth every month without fail is one of the simplest yet most powerful financial habits you can develop. It creates awareness, accountability, and a clear picture of your true financial health. Net worth is the difference between what you own and what you owe, and watching it grow steadily is a tangible way to measure progress beyond just income or spending. Without this monthly check-in, it's easy to lose sight of where you stand or how far you've come. This practice transforms abstract financial goals into concrete reality, turning numbers on a page into motivation to keep moving forward. When you commit to tracking your net worth monthly, you stop guessing about your financial condition. You replace uncertainty with clarity. You understand which parts of your financial life are improving and which need attention. Seeing your assets and liabilities side by side reveals the real impact of your decisions. It helps you avoid the trap of focusing only on income while ignoring debt or investment growth. This balance is crucial for making informed choices that lead to lasting financial success. Tracking net worth requires discipline and honesty. It's tempting to avoid this process when numbers don't look favorable, but true growth comes from facing reality, not ignoring it. Each month's update is an opportunity to learn. If your net worth declined, ask why. Did expenses rise? Did investments fall? Were there unexpected costs? Identifying causes helps you adjust your strategy. If your net worth increased, celebrate progress, but stay vigilant. This regular feedback loop keeps you engaged with your financial journey rather than drifting aimlessly. The process doesn't need to be complicated. Start by listing all your assets, including savings accounts, investments, retirement funds, property, and anything else of value. Then list all liabilities such as loans, credit card balances, mortgages, and other debts. Subtract liabilities from assets to find your net worth. Use a spreadsheet, financial app, or even a simple notebook. The key is consistency. Do this on the same day each month to build a routine. Over time, you'll create a powerful archive that shows trends and patterns. Reviewing your net worth regularly helps you make better decisions. It clarifies priorities by showing which debts to tackle first, how to allocate savings, or when to increase investments. This perspective keeps you focused on growth instead of short-term distractions. When tempted to make unnecessary purchases, a quick look at your net worth reminder can steer you back to your goals. It's a reality check that helps control impulse and encourages discipline. This habit also shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Watching your net worth grow reinforces that your efforts are paying off. It builds confidence and motivation. You begin to see financial success not as luck or mystery, but as a result of deliberate choices. This sense of control empowers you to take further steps toward improving your situation. You stop feeling overwhelmed by money because you're actively managing it. Tracking net worth encourages long-term thinking. Financial goals often take years to achieve, and it's easy to become impatient. The monthly snapshot keeps your eyes on the bigger picture. It reminds you that even small gains accumulate over time. You learn to value patience and consistency over quick fixes. This perspective helps you resist the temptation to chase risky investments or quick rewards that could harm your progress. The habit creates transparency with your finances. You no longer avoid bank statements or bills. You become familiar with where your money lives and what you owe. This familiarity reduces anxiety and stress. It makes budgeting, tax planning, and retirement preparation easier. You feel more organized and ready for life's financial challenges because you're not flying blind. This regular check-in also strengthens accountability. Whether you share your net worth updates with a trusted partner, financial advisor, or accountability group, you build support for your journey. Publicly or privately, reporting progress increases your commitment. It's harder to neglect your goals when you have to face the numbers regularly. This accountability is a powerful tool that keeps you honest and motivated. Avoid comparing your net worth to others. Everyone's financial journey is unique, with different goals, timelines, and resources. Use your monthly tracking as a personal benchmark, not a competition. Focus on your growth and progress. Celebrate milestones no matter how small. Recognize that steady improvement is more sustainable than sudden spikes or drops. This mindset fosters patience and self-compassion, which are essential for long-term success. Tracking net worth also helps identify opportunities. When you see certain assets growing faster or debts decreasing, you can allocate resources more effectively. You might discover excess cash that can be invested or debts that can be refinanced for better rates. Regular reviews give you control over your financial strategy rather than leaving it to chance. You become proactive instead of reactive. Over time, this habit builds financial literacy. You learn about different asset classes, interest rates, and investment returns. You become comfortable with financial statements and terminology. This knowledge deepens your understanding of wealth-building principles and reduces fear around money management. The more you engage with your finances, the more empowered you become. This habit encourages mindfulness in spending and saving. Knowing your net worth motivates you to make choices aligned with growth. You think twice before large purchases. You prioritize building assets over accumulating liabilities. You develop discipline in managing cash flow. These daily decisions, guided by your net worth awareness, shape your financial future. Starting this habit is simple and free. All you need is time, honesty, and a tool for tracking. Many online resources and apps can help automate calculations and provide visual progress reports. Using these tools makes the process engaging and less daunting. Choose the method that fits your style and preferences. The important part is making it a regular practice. This practice strengthens your resilience. Life will bring financial challenges like emergencies, market downturns, or unexpected expenses. By tracking your net worth monthly, you maintain perspective during tough times. You see setbacks as temporary and part of a bigger picture. This resilience prevents panic and poor decision-making. You stay focused on recovery and long-term growth. Tracking net worth monthly builds a clear financial narrative. It connects past decisions with present results and future possibilities. This story helps you understand your habits and beliefs around money. It highlights areas for improvement and celebrates success. This awareness creates a feedback loop that accelerates learning and growth. This habit supports goal setting and achievement. When you know your net worth, you can set realistic, measurable goals for increasing it. You can break down large goals into smaller, manageable steps. This clarity keeps you motivated and on track. Each monthly update provides feedback on your progress and helps adjust your plan as needed. In summary, tracking your net worth every month without fail is a simple but profound habit. It provides clarity, accountability, motivation, and control. It transforms abstract financial ideas into tangible progress. This practice shifts your mindset toward growth and resilience. It helps you make better decisions and build a stronger financial future. By committing to this habit, you take a powerful step toward mastering your money and creating lasting financial success. Chapter 13. Upgrade your skills to boost your earning power. Upgrading your skills is one of the most reliable ways to increase your earning potential and secure your financial future. The world is constantly changing, and the demand for knowledge and expertise shifts rapidly. Those who invest in themselves by learning new skills position themselves ahead of the curve. This proactive approach separates those who merely survive from those who thrive financially. Your skills are your currency in the marketplace. When you improve and expand them, you become more valuable, opening doors to higher-paying roles, new opportunities, and greater influence. Skill development doesn't require returning to school full-time or taking expensive courses. It can be as simple as dedicating regular time to learning through online platforms, books, workshops, or mentorship. What matters most is consistency and focus. Identifying which skills align with your industry or desired career path helps you prioritize your efforts. Whether technical abilities, communication skills, leadership, or problem-solving, each new skill increases your ability to contribute value and command better compensation. Upgrading your skills also boosts confidence. Knowing that you bring relevant and current expertise to the table empowers you to negotiate raises, seek promotions, or transition to better jobs. Confidence changes how you present yourself and how others perceive you. It influences the opportunities that come your way and your willingness to take calculated risks. Employers and clients respect professionals who demonstrate commitment to growth and continuous improvement. Developing skills creates resilience against economic shifts. Industries evolve, some jobs become obsolete, and automation replaces certain tasks. Having a versatile skill set makes you adaptable in uncertain times. You can pivot, learn new roles, or create your own opportunities. This flexibility reduces dependence on a single income source and increases your financial security. It also opens the door to entrepreneurship or consulting, allowing you to diversify your income streams. Learning new skills stimulates creativity and problem-solving. As you expand your knowledge, you begin to see connections between different ideas and approaches. This broader perspective enhances your ability to innovate and improve processes. Being seen as a problem solver adds value beyond standard job descriptions. It sets you apart in competitive environments and positions you for leadership roles that typically come with higher pay. Investing in skills increases your marketability. Employers and clients look for individuals who can adapt, learn, and contribute immediately. Certifications, training, and proven competencies serve as evidence of your qualifications. These credentials make your resume stand out and create leverage in negotiations. They also build trust and credibility, which are essential for long-term career advancement and business growth. Upgrading skills can boost your productivity. Learning more efficient methods, tools, or systems allows you to accomplish more in less time. Increased productivity often leads to better results, higher performance ratings, and greater recognition. This combination can translate directly into financial rewards. The more you can achieve effectively, the more you justify increased compensation or new opportunities. Skill development enhances your network. Engaging in learning environments, whether online or in person, connects you with like-minded professionals. These connections can lead to collaborations, referrals, and insider knowledge about job openings or industry trends. Networking through education is often more natural because it's based on shared goals and interests. A strong professional network is a powerful asset for career growth and financial success. To upgrade your skills effectively, set clear learning goals. Determine what you want to achieve and why it matters financially. Break goals into manageable steps and track progress. Celebrate milestones to stay motivated. Avoid trying to learn everything at once. Focus on one or two skills that have the most significant impact on your earning potential. Mastery in targeted areas is more valuable than superficial knowledge in many fields. Practical application is crucial. Reading or attending courses alone is not enough. Actively use your new skills through projects, freelance work, or volunteering. Applying knowledge solidifies learning and demonstrates capability. It also builds a portfolio or track record that can impress employers or clients. Real-world experience complements education and increases your value. Adopting a growth mindset supports skill development. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn rather than obstacles. Accept that mistakes and failures are part of the process. This mindset fosters resilience and persistence, which are essential for long-term improvement. Believing in your ability to grow increases your commitment and effort toward upgrading your skills. Time management is essential when balancing skill development with existing responsibilities. Schedule dedicated learning sessions and protect that time from distractions. Use small pockets of time efficiently. Even 15-30 minutes daily can accumulate into significant progress over weeks and months. Consistency beats intensity when it comes to lifelong learning. Seek feedback regularly. Constructive criticism helps identify blind spots and areas for improvement. Engage mentors, peers, or supervisors to review your progress. Feedback provides direction and prevents stagnation. It also helps you align your skills with industry standards and expectations. Being open to feedback demonstrates professionalism and a commitment to excellence. Investing in skill development is an investment in your future earning power. Consider it as important as managing your money. Allocate resources wisely, whether time, money, or effort. Choose reputable sources and programs that deliver value. Avoid distractions from gimmicks or quick fixes that promise overnight success. Real skill acquisition takes effort, but the returns are lasting and significant. Technology offers numerous opportunities for upgrading skills at your own pace. Online courses, webinars, podcasts, and tutorials provide access to expert knowledge worldwide. Take advantage of these resources to stay current and competitive. Staying updated on technological advances in your field enhances your ability to innovate and lead. Upgrading skills fosters independence. The more capable you become, the less reliant you are on others for your financial well-being. You can create opportunities, negotiate better terms, and take control of your career trajectory. This independence contributes to overall life satisfaction and confidence. The ripple effects of skill development extend beyond finances. Improved skills can enhance personal relationships, communication, and problem-solving in everyday life. These benefits contribute to overall well-being and fulfillment. Investing in yourself creates value in all areas. Commit to continuous learning as a lifelong pursuit. The journey of upgrading skills doesn't end once you reach a goal. Maintaining and refreshing skills keeps you relevant and ready for new challenges. This commitment ensures that your earning power continues to grow as the world changes. In summary, Upgrading your skills is a strategic, empowering way to boost your earning potential and financial security. It requires focus, consistency, and a willingness to step outside comfort zones. The effort invested in learning pays dividends in confidence, opportunity, and resilience. By prioritizing skill development, you take control of your financial future and open doors to a life of greater possibility. Chapter 14. Plan for retirement, no matter your current age. Planning for retirement is essential regardless of your current age, because the sooner you start, the more options and freedom you create for your future. Retirement is not a distant event, it is a phase of life that requires preparation, intention, and consistent effort over time. Many delay this process assuming there is plenty of time ahead. But neglecting retirement planning can lead to financial stress, reduced independence, and compromised quality of life later on. The truth is, every day counts when it comes to building a secure retirement, and no matter where you are in life, taking steps today will pay off in the long run. Starting to plan for retirement means first understanding what kind of life you want after you stop working. This vision shapes your goals and determines how much you need to save. It's not about vague hopes, but about concrete expectations. Do you want to travel, live close to family, pursue hobbies, or start new ventures? Defining these priorities helps you estimate costs and create a realistic plan. This clarity fuels motivation and guides your decisions about saving and investing. Regardless of your age, assessing your current financial situation is critical. Take stock of your assets, debts, income, and expenses. Understanding where you stand gives you a baseline for retirement planning. It reveals gaps that need to be addressed and strengths to build on. This honest evaluation allows you to set achievable milestones and adjust your approach over time. Regularly revisiting your financial snapshot keeps your plan relevant as life changes. One of the most powerful aspects of planning for retirement early is harnessing the power of compound interest. The money you save today earns returns, and those returns earn returns, growing exponentially over time. Even small, consistent contributions made early can become substantial. Conversely, starting late requires much larger amounts to catch up, which can be overwhelming. This fact underscores the importance of beginning now, no matter your age or income level. Setting up retirement accounts is a practical step that anyone can take. Whether through employer-sponsored plans like a 401k, individual retirement accounts, IRAs, or other savings vehicles, these accounts offer tax advantages and structured growth. Learn about the options available to you and choose those that fit your circumstances. Automating contributions ensures regular saving without the temptation to skip months. Consistency is more important than the amount saved at any single point. Diversifying your investments is key to managing risk and maximizing growth for retirement. A balanced mix of stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets protects you from market volatility. As you get closer to retirement, shifting toward more conservative investments helps preserve capital. Educate yourself on investment basics or seek advice from trusted professionals to create a portfolio aligned with your risk tolerance and time horizon. Thoughtful investment decisions are foundational for a secure retirement. Planning for retirement includes considering healthcare costs, which often rise with age. Explore options like health savings accounts, HSAs, long-term care insurance, and Medicare. Understanding these expenses early prevents unexpected financial burden. Preparing for healthcare needs protects both your health and your wealth, ensuring you can access quality care without derailing your retirement plans. Creating a budget for retirement helps clarify how much you need to live comfortably. Factor in housing, food, transportation, leisure, and emergencies. This budget serves as a roadmap for how much to save and guides spending habits now. It also helps identify unnecessary expenses that could be reduced or eliminated to increase savings. Being realistic about retirement costs prevents surprises and supports confident decision-making. No matter your age, it's vital to reduce debt as part of your retirement plan. Carrying high-interest debt into retirement limits your financial freedom and adds stress. Focus on paying off credit cards, personal loans, and other liabilities as quickly as possible. Becoming debt-free before retirement maximizes your income and reduces risk. This discipline enhances your peace of mind and strengthens your financial foundation. Estate planning is an important but often overlooked component of retirement preparation. Ensuring your assets are distributed according to your wishes protects your family and minimizes legal complications. Establish wills, trusts, and powers of attorney as appropriate. Planning for end-of-life matters creates security and clarity for your loved ones. It's a responsible step that aligns with a comprehensive retirement strategy. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your retirement plan is essential as circumstances change. Life events such as marriage, career shifts, health issues, or economic fluctuations impact your strategy. Setting annual check-ins to assess progress and make necessary changes keeps your plan on track. Flexibility and adaptability are crucial for managing uncertainties and seizing new opportunities. Mental and emotional preparation for retirement is as important as financial readiness. Consider how you will find purpose and fulfillment when work is no longer your main focus. Planning activities, social connections, and hobbies supports a smooth transition. This holistic approach ensures retirement is not only financially secure, but also enriching and meaningful. Even if retirement seems distant, small steps today create momentum. Opening a retirement account, increasing savings by a small percentage, or learning more about investments builds confidence and control. Each action reinforces your commitment and builds habits that support long-term success. The journey toward retirement is a marathon, not a sprint, and steady progress leads to significant results. Avoid procrastination by recognizing that waiting only makes your goals harder to achieve. The cost of delay is lost time, reduced compounding, and increased pressure later. Starting now, even with modest amounts, sets you up for a smoother path. This mindset shift from delay to action transforms uncertainty into empowerment. Seeking advice from financial professionals can accelerate your retirement planning. Experts provide personalized guidance, help you avoid common pitfalls, and offer strategies tailored to your goals. Choose advisors who act with integrity and focus on your best interests. Professional support complements your efforts and enhances confidence. Incorporate retirement planning into your broader financial goals. Align saving, investing, debt reduction, and income strategies to create synergy. This comprehensive approach maximizes efficiency and effectiveness. Thinking holistically ensures that retirement fits naturally within your life plan rather than being an isolated goal. Sharing your retirement plans with trusted family members builds accountability and support. Open conversations about goals, expectations, and strategies foster collaboration and reduce misunderstandings. Involving loved ones creates a network that helps maintain focus and resolve challenges. This communication strengthens relationships and aligns future intentions. Use technology to your advantage by leveraging financial planning apps and tools. Many resources allow you to track progress, model scenarios, and adjust plans easily. Technology simplifies complex calculations and provides clarity. Regular use keeps your retirement plan visible and actionable. Remember that planning for retirement enhances your overall financial discipline. The process encourages mindful spending, saving, and investing habits. This discipline spills over into other areas of life, promoting balance and security. It cultivates patience and long-term thinking, qualities essential for sustained success. Accept that setbacks may occur, but do not let them derail your efforts. Economic downturns, job changes, or unexpected expenses happen to everyone. A well-structured retirement plan includes buffers and contingencies to weather storms. Resilience and commitment help you navigate challenges and maintain momentum. Finally, embrace retirement planning as an act of self-respect and responsibility. It honors your future self and the life you want to lead. Taking control today reduces anxiety and builds confidence. This mindset empowers you to create a retirement that reflects your values, freedom, and fulfillment. Planning for retirement at any age is an investment in your future security and happiness. Starting now, setting clear goals, managing your finances wisely, and staying disciplined lays the foundation for a retirement filled with choice and peace. Your commitment today shapes the quality of your tomorrow, proving that no matter when you begin, planning for retirement is always the right decision. Chapter 15. Build an emergency fund for life's unexpected moments. Building an emergency fund is a crucial pillar of financial stability that protects you from the unexpected events life throws your way. This fund acts as a safety net, preventing sudden expenses from derailing your financial progress or forcing you into debt. No matter how disciplined you are with your money, emergencies like medical issues, car repairs, job loss, or urgent home maintenance can arise without warning. Without a dedicated reserve, these situations quickly become sources of stress and hardship. Creating and maintaining an emergency fund is a simple yet powerful way to take control and safeguard your financial well-being. The first step to building an emergency fund is committing to the idea that unpredictability is part of life. Accepting that unexpected costs will happen frees you from denial and prepares your mindset to act proactively. This fund is not about indulgence or luxury, it's about security and peace of mind. By prioritizing an emergency fund, you acknowledge the reality of risks and take responsibility for mitigating their impact. This mental readiness is the foundation for consistent saving. Start by setting a realistic goal for your emergency fund. Financial experts often recommend saving 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. This range provides a buffer sufficient to cover essential costs if income stops temporarily. The exact amount depends on your job stability, dependents, and monthly obligations. If you're self-employed or work in an unpredictable industry, aiming for a larger fund may be wise. Define your monthly expenses carefully, including rent or mortgage, utilities, food, insurance, and minimum debt payments. Knowing this number clarifies your savings target and gives you a concrete purpose. Creating an emergency fund may seem daunting if your income is tight or other financial priorities compete for your attention. The key is to start small and be consistent. Even setting aside a modest amount regularly builds momentum. Automate transfers to a separate savings account to remove the temptation to spend. Treat this fund as untouchable, except for genuine emergencies. Discipline is vital. Each deposit strengthens your financial armor and brings you closer to confidence. Keep your emergency fund liquid and accessible. Choose a savings vehicle that allows quick withdrawals without penalties or delays. High-yield savings accounts or money market accounts are excellent options because they provide modest interest while preserving accessibility. Avoid investing this money in stocks or assets with fluctuating values since its purpose is safety, not growth. The fund's availability is critical for responding swiftly when emergencies occur. Regularly review and adjust your emergency fund as your life changes. Increases in expenses, family size, or financial responsibilities may require growing your fund. Conversely, paying off debts or reducing costs might allow you to lower your target. Reassess your situation at least once a year to ensure your emergency fund remains adequate and aligned with your current reality. This habit keeps your safety net strong and relevant. An emergency fund also supports mental resilience. Knowing that you have resources to handle unexpected situations reduces anxiety and fear. It empowers you to focus on solutions instead of panic. This calm mindset improves decision-making during crises and prevents impulsive or harmful financial choices. Emotional strength built from preparedness is as valuable as the money itself. Avoid dipping into your emergency fund for non-emergencies. It's easy to justify withdrawals for tempting purchases or minor inconveniences. But this undermines your security. Discipline yourself to define what truly counts as an emergency. Examples include job loss, medical bills, urgent car or home repairs, or family emergencies. Non-urgent spending should come from regular income or savings earmarked for discretionary use. Protecting this fund ensures it serves its purpose when you really need it. If you ever use your emergency fund, make rebuilding it a priority. Replenishing the amount taken out quickly restores your financial buffer and prevents vulnerability. View this process as part of the natural cycle of managing money. Emergencies happen, and resilience depends on how you respond afterward. Returning to saving mode reinforces control and responsibility. Building an emergency fund promotes other positive financial habits. The discipline of saving regularly spills over into budgeting, debt reduction, and investing. As you see your emergency fund grow, you gain confidence in managing your money. This progress encourages further improvement and strengthens your overall financial foundation. The fund is a cornerstone that supports lifelong money mastery. Communication about emergency funds is important in families or partnerships. Discussing the purpose, amount, and access rules helps align expectations and avoid conflicts. Mutual agreement on when and how to use the fund builds trust and cooperation. This shared understanding enhances financial security for everyone involved. Transparency fosters unity and prepares all members for unforeseen events. Emergency funds also offer flexibility. They provide options when unexpected opportunities arise or when you face tough decisions. Knowing you have a cushion allows you to take calculated risks, such as changing jobs, starting a business, or pursuing further education. This freedom to act without fear of financial ruin is invaluable. The fund becomes not just a safety net, but a launching pad for growth. Be patient and persistent in building your emergency fund. It rarely happens overnight. Progress might feel slow, especially if starting from scratch. Celebrate small victories and remind yourself that every dollar saved is a step towards security. Maintain focus on the long-term benefits and the peace that comes with financial preparedness. This mindset sustains motivation during challenging times. An emergency fund safeguards your credit health. Without a reserve, emergencies often lead to high-interest borrowing or maxing out credit cards. These choices create debt traps that are difficult to escape. A solid emergency fund prevents reliance on credit and protects your credit score. This protection lowers borrowing costs and opens doors to better financial opportunities in the future. In addition to financial protection, an emergency fund builds personal dignity and independence. It frees you from relying on others or government assistance during crises. This self-reliance strengthens your confidence and sense of control. Being able to handle life's surprises without external help enhances your overall well-being. Planning for unexpected moments by building an emergency fund is an act of wisdom and foresight. It acknowledges the reality of life's uncertainties and prepares you to face them with strength. This habit transforms fear into readiness and vulnerability into power. Taking this step elevates your financial security and supports your journey toward lasting success. In conclusion, an emergency fund is a vital part of a sound financial strategy. It protects you from setbacks, reduces stress, and builds resilience. By setting clear goals, saving consistently, and maintaining discipline, you create a reliable safety net. This fund not only guards your money, but also your peace of mind and freedom. Committing to build and preserve an emergency fund is a powerful choice that secures your future against life's uncertainties and empowers you to move forward confidently. Chapter 16. Automate your savings to build wealth on autopilot. Automating your savings is one of the simplest yet most effective strategies to build wealth steadily without having to rely on willpower or constant decision-making. By setting up automatic transfers from your checking account to savings or investment accounts, you remove the mental burden of remembering to save and reduce the temptation to spend money impulsively. This approach creates a system where saving happens consistently, quietly working in the background while you focus on other priorities. The power of automation lies in its ability to make saving a default behavior rather than an occasional choice. Starting automation requires a clear understanding of your financial goals. Define how much you want to save monthly or weekly based on your income and expenses. This target should be realistic, but also challenge you to prioritize saving. Once you set a specific amount, arrange for your bank or financial institution to transfer this sum automatically right after your paycheck arrives. Timing is important because paying yourself first ensures saving happens before any discretionary spending. This prevents the common cycle of saving only what is left over, which often turns out to be nothing. Automation reduces the friction that often causes people to skip saving. When saving depends on manual transfers or decisions, it's easy to procrastinate or convince yourself to delay. Automatic transfers eliminate these hurdles by creating a system that works without your active involvement. Over time, this habit transforms your financial behavior, turning saving from a conscious effort into an effortless routine. The consistency achieved through automation significantly impacts long-term wealth accumulation. Using automation also helps you avoid the emotional ups and downs related to money. Financial decisions can be influenced by mood, stress, or external distractions. By automating, you remove emotional bias from your saving process. Your money moves systematically toward your goals, regardless of how you feel on any given day. This disciplined approach fosters stability and resilience, essential qualities for financial success. Choosing the right accounts for your automated savings is critical. Separate your savings into distinct accounts for different purposes, such as emergency funds, retirement, or specific goals like buying a home or education. This separation clarifies progress and reduces the likelihood of spending money intended for important priorities. High-yield savings accounts or tax-advantaged retirement accounts can maximize growth and benefits. Setting up multiple automatic transfers tailored to each goal makes your saving strategy more organized and efficient. Automation also allows for gradual increases in saving amounts. As your income grows or expenses decrease, you can schedule periodic increases in the transfer amount. This method, sometimes called Save More Tomorrow, helps you boost your savings without feeling the pinch immediately. Incremental adjustments build your wealth faster and align with your improving financial situation. Automating increases ensures continuous improvement without relying on repeated manual action. Linking automation with budgeting tools provides additional benefits. Many apps and software allow you to track savings progress, categorize expenses, and set reminders. Integrating automatic transfers into your budgeting system enhances visibility and accountability. You can see how your money flows and adjust as needed. This insight empowers you to optimize spending and saving habits, making your financial plan more dynamic and responsive. Automating investments complements your saving automation. Setting up automatic contributions to retirement accounts, mutual funds, or brokerage accounts enables your money to grow through compounding. Regular investing smooths out market fluctuations by buying shares over time instead of lump sums. This dollar-cost averaging strategy reduces risk and increases returns in the long run. Automation in investing removes guesswork and emotion from timing decisions, fostering a disciplined approach. While automation simplifies saving, it's important to review your setup regularly. Life changes, income shifts, or financial goals evolve, requiring adjustments in amounts or destinations. Schedule periodic check-ins to ensure your automated savings remain aligned with your objectives. This proactive management keeps your plan relevant and maximizes effectiveness. Flexibility combined with automation creates a balanced strategy that adapts without losing momentum. Automation also protects you from lifestyle inflation. When income rises, people often increase spending proportionally, leaving saving unchanged. Automating a portion of any income increase locks in growth in your savings before you can increase expenses. This habit builds wealth steadily and prevents your lifestyle from outpacing your financial capacity. Over time, controlling lifestyle inflation through automation is key to achieving financial independence. Security is another advantage of automation. Transferring money electronically reduces risks associated with carrying cash or manually moving funds. It creates a clear, traceable record of transactions, enhancing financial transparency and organization. This clarity aids in tax preparation, budgeting, and tracking progress. Knowing your savings process is secure and documented adds peace of mind. Automation encourages a mindset shift from reactive to proactive money management. Instead of scrambling to save after unexpected expenses, you build a reliable foundation ahead of time. This proactive stance builds confidence and reduces financial stress. You begin to see saving not as a sacrifice, but as an investment in your future freedom and security. Even small automated amounts accumulate significantly over time. The key is consistency rather than size. Starting with a modest amount that fits your budget ensures sustainability. As habits form, increasing contributions becomes natural. The power of compounding interest amplifies these efforts, turning small regular savings into substantial wealth. Setting up automation can be done easily through online banking platforms or financial apps. Most banks offer customizable options for recurring transfers with flexible scheduling. If you work with a financial advisor or robo-advisor, they often assist in establishing automated investment plans. The convenience of technology makes automation accessible to everyone regardless of financial knowledge. Automation can also extend to bill payments and debt repayments, streamlining your entire financial life. Automating payments avoids late fees, improves credit scores, and frees mental space. This holistic automation reduces overwhelm and creates a well-organized financial ecosystem. Managing your money with technology reduces friction and empowers you to focus on growth and opportunity. Avoid complacency by remaining engaged with your automated saving process. Automation is a tool, not a substitute for financial literacy and intentionality. Stay informed about your accounts, investment performance, and changing goals. Use automation to support, not replace, active financial management. This balance ensures you maintain control while benefiting from efficiency. In summary, automating your savings sets up a powerful system for steady wealth building. It removes barriers, promotes consistency, and supports discipline. By paying yourself first through automatic transfers, you create a default path to financial security that works even when motivation wanes. This strategy leverages technology and behavioral psychology to transform saving from a challenge into an effortless habit. Embracing automation empowers you to grow your wealth reliably, reduce stress, and gain control over your financial future without constant effort. The path to lasting financial success is paved with consistent actions and smart systems, and automating your savings is one of the best steps you can take today. Chapter 17. Review your financial progress every 30 days. Reviewing your financial progress every 30 days is a powerful habit that keeps your goals in clear focus and allows you to make adjustments before small issues become big problems. Monthly reviews provide a structured opportunity to step back and assess how well your money management strategies are working. This practice turns vague intentions into measurable actions, ensuring your efforts are aligned with your desired outcomes. Consistent check-ins build awareness, promote accountability, and motivate ongoing improvement. The foundation of a successful monthly review is gathering accurate and comprehensive data. Collect all relevant financial information, including bank statements, bills, receipts, investment updates, and budget records. Having this information at your fingertips creates a full picture of your income, expenses, savings, and debts. This holistic view prevents surprises and allows for informed decision-making. Over time, organizing your financial documents becomes easier as you develop routines and use digital tools. During the review, compare your actual spending against your budget. Identify areas where you overspent or underspent. Understanding these variances highlights behaviors to adjust or habits to reinforce. If you notice frequent overspending in certain categories, such as dining out or entertainment, consider strategies to control these impulses. Alternatively, if you saved more than planned, celebrate that success and explore how to maintain it. This analysis transforms your budget from a static plan into a dynamic guide. Checking your savings progress is equally important. Evaluate whether your automated transfers and manual contributions are meeting your targets. If you fall short, investigate the causes. Was there an unexpected expense? Did you prioritize spending over saving? Identifying barriers allows you to develop solutions and recommit to your goals. Conversely, if you exceeded your savings plan, consider if you can increase your savings rate. Monitoring savings growth builds motivation and confidence. Debt management deserves attention during your monthly review. Track your outstanding balances, minimum payments, and interest rates. Assess progress toward debt reduction and adjust payment plans if necessary. Prioritize paying off high-interest debts first to minimize overall costs. Celebrate milestones like paying off a credit card or loan to maintain momentum. Regular debt reviews reduce stress and keep you focused on financial freedom. Investment performance should also be evaluated regularly. Review account statements for returns, fees, and portfolio allocation. Consider if your investments align with your risk tolerance and time horizon. Avoid making impulsive decisions based on short-term market fluctuations, but stay informed and consult advisors if needed. Monitoring investments keeps you engaged with your long-term wealth-building strategy and prevents complacency. Setting aside time each month for financial review fosters discipline and consistency. Schedule a specific day and time when you can focus without distractions. Treat this as an important appointment with yourself, not an optional task. The more routine this becomes, the less overwhelming it feels. Over time, these sessions become opportunities to reflect, learn, and celebrate progress rather than chores. Utilizing technology simplifies monthly reviews. Personal finance apps can aggregate accounts, track spending, and generate reports automatically. These tools save time and provide insights that might be missed manually. Many apps offer reminders and visual summaries that make reviewing engaging and informative. Choose software that fits your preferences and privacy standards to maximize benefits. Goal reassessment is a vital part of each review. Life circumstances and priorities evolve, so your financial goals should too. Reflect on whether your current objectives still inspire and challenge you. Adjust goals as needed to remain realistic and motivating. Setting new milestones or timelines keeps your journey fresh and purposeful. Regular goal updates prevent stagnation and ensure your efforts remain relevant. Identify lessons learned during the month and plan improvements. For example, if you struggle to stick to your budget, explore why and develop strategies to overcome obstacles. Maybe you need to plan meals better or avoid online shopping triggers. If unexpected expenses arose, consider building your emergency fund further. Using your review to create actionable steps transforms insight into meaningful change. Sharing your monthly financial review with a trusted partner or mentor increases accountability. Discussing your progress openly creates support and encouragement. It also invites feedback and new perspectives. This interaction strengthens your commitment and can uncover blind spots or opportunities. Collaboration enhances your financial growth journey. Celebrate wins, no matter how small. Recognizing achievements fosters positive reinforcement and sustains motivation. Whether you saved a little extra, paid off a debt, or resisted an impulse purchase, acknowledge your success. These celebrations build confidence and make the process enjoyable. Avoid harsh judgment or discouragement if progress is slower than hoped. Financial improvement is a gradual process, and setbacks are normal. Treat mistakes as learning opportunities and maintain a growth mindset. Patience and persistence are critical to long-term success. Monthly reviews provide a platform to reinforce positive habits. Reflect on behaviors that support your goals, such as tracking expenses daily, cooking at home, or reviewing financial education materials. Reinforcing these routines solidifies your money management foundation. This practice also helps you anticipate upcoming expenses or changes. For example, noticing seasonal bills or planning for holidays allows you to prepare financially in advance. Being proactive reduces stress and prevents last-minute scrambling. Consistency in reviewing your finances every 30 days cultivates mindfulness about money. It transforms financial management from an abstract concept into a tangible part of daily life. This awareness reduces careless spending and encourages intentional choices aligned with your values. Taking control of your financial situation through monthly reviews enhances confidence and reduces anxiety. Understanding where you stand and what actions to take empowers you to navigate challenges calmly. This clarity improves decision-making and fosters resilience. Setting measurable benchmarks each month helps quantify progress. Track key indicators such as savings rate, debt reduction, or net worth changes. These metrics provide motivation and a clear sense of direction. Adjust benchmarks as your situation evolves to maintain relevance. Incorporate financial education into your review routine. Spend time learning about topics relevant to your goals, such as investing, tax planning, or retirement strategies. Increasing your knowledge enhances your ability to make informed decisions and seize opportunities. Recognize that financial review is not a one-time event, but a lifelong habit. Its cumulative effect grows exponentially, building a strong foundation for wealth and security. The discipline developed spills over into other areas of life, promoting overall growth. Resist the temptation to ignore your finances during busy or stressful periods. These are precisely the times when review is most needed. Maintaining the habit through challenges strengthens your resilience and commitment. Use your monthly review to adjust spending limits or saving targets if you encounter changes in income or expenses. Flexibility ensures your plan remains realistic and effective. Ultimately, reviewing your financial progress every 30 days transforms vague goals into concrete achievements. It builds self-awareness, accountability, and adaptability. This simple but powerful habit unlocks the path to lasting financial success and personal empowerment. Chapter 18. Teach your family healthy financial habits daily. Teaching your family healthy financial habits every day is one of the most impactful ways to create a legacy of financial wisdom and security. Money is more than just numbers. It shapes relationships, influences emotions, and molds future decisions. Instilling sound financial principles in your family cultivates responsibility, confidence, and resilience that last a lifetime. These lessons do not have to be complex or overwhelming. Daily actions, conversations, and examples build a foundation that prepares every member for independent and thoughtful money management. Modeling behavior is the strongest teacher. Children and loved ones observe your attitudes toward money, how you budget, save, spend, and invest. When you demonstrate discipline, consistency, and respect for finances, your family internalizes those values. Simple routines like discussing bills openly, planning purchases, or saving for goals show practical ways to manage money. Transparency builds trust and removes the stigma or fear often surrounding financial discussions. When money is treated as a natural part of life, learning happens seamlessly. Start financial education early by involving your family in age-appropriate money activities. Young children can learn the basics through chores linked to small allowances, encouraging a work-reward connection. Teaching them to differentiate between wants and needs develops decision-making skills. As they grow, introduce concepts of budgeting, saving, and giving. For teenagers, discussing credit cards, interest rates, and responsible borrowing prepares them for future independence. These gradual lessons create confidence and reduce anxiety about finances. Make money conversations a regular and positive part of your family routine. Avoid treating finances as taboo or stressful topics. Instead, create a culture of openness where questions and honest dialogue are encouraged. Discuss financial goals collectively, such as saving for a family vacation or emergency fund. Sharing progress and setbacks together fosters accountability and teamwork. When money is a shared responsibility, each member feels valued and motivated. Use practical tools to engage your family in managing money. Visual aids like charts, jars for saving, or simple spreadsheets can make abstract concepts tangible. Tracking progress on goals together creates excitement and reinforces habits. Apps designed for family budgeting or allowance management help older children develop autonomy while still receiving guidance. Technology can simplify teaching and create consistent learning opportunities. Incorporate lessons about delayed gratification and mindful spending daily. Encourage your family to pause before making purchases, asking whether the item is necessary or aligns with their values. This habit combats impulsive buying and builds patience. Highlight stories of how saving over time leads to bigger rewards. Reinforce that financial freedom is about choices and control rather than deprivation. Developing this mindset strengthens resilience against peer pressure and marketing tactics. Teaching generosity alongside saving and spending balances financial education with empathy. Encourage your family to set aside a portion of money for charitable giving or helping others. This practice fosters gratitude and a broader perspective on money's role in life. It also instills a sense of purpose and fulfillment beyond material possessions. Generosity becomes a natural extension of healthy financial habits. Daily routines offer numerous opportunities to teach financial responsibility. Grocery shopping can become a lesson in comparison shopping, budgeting, and prioritizing essentials. Paying bills together introduces the concept of obligations and planning. Discussing how to avoid debt or handle credit responsibly gives real-world relevance. Each interaction builds knowledge and reinforces positive behavior. Address mistakes openly to normalize learning from financial errors. When a family member overspends or mismanages money, approach the situation calmly and constructively. Analyze what went wrong and explore how to improve. This supportive approach prevents shame and encourages continuous growth. Mistakes become stepping stones rather than setbacks. Encourage goal setting as a family practice. Help each member define short-term and long-term financial objectives. Create plans that include specific steps and timelines. Regularly review progress together and celebrate achievements. Goal setting transforms vague hopes into actionable plans and provides motivation. It also teaches planning, patience, and perseverance. Discuss the value of hard work and income generation. Share stories of how money is earned through effort and skill. Encourage entrepreneurship or part-time jobs appropriate to age. Understanding the link between work and money deepens appreciation and responsibility. It also empowers your family to seek opportunities and develop a strong work ethic. Be mindful of your language around money. Avoid negative phrases like "money is tight" or "we can't afford that." Instead, use empowering statements that focus on planning, priorities, and possibilities. Positive language shapes attitudes and creates a constructive environment for learning. It encourages optimism and problem-solving rather than scarcity thinking. Teach your family to question marketing and advertising messages critically. Help them recognize tactics designed to create unnecessary desire or urgency. This awareness strengthens resistance to impulse buying and promotes thoughtful consumption. Discussing these influences regularly builds media literacy and financial wisdom. Introduce the concept of credit and debt carefully. Explain how borrowing works, the cost of interest, and the importance of paying on time. Help them understand the difference between good debt, like a mortgage or education loan, and bad debt, such as high-interest credit cards. This knowledge equips them to avoid common pitfalls and manage credit responsibly. Encourage your family to track their own expenses and savings. This habit builds accountability and awareness. Whether using notebooks, apps, or simple tallies, tracking spending reveals patterns and opportunities for improvement. It also empowers individuals to take control of their finances rather than feel overwhelmed. Celebrate financial milestones together to reinforce positive behavior, whether paying off a debt, reaching a savings goal, or sticking to a budget. Acknowledge the effort involved. These celebrations build confidence and reinforce that financial success is achievable through consistent habits. Recognizing progress motivates continued commitment. Involve your family in discussions about larger financial decisions. When planning a major purchase or investment, share the research and decision-making process. This inclusion teaches analysis, weighing options, and long-term thinking. It also demonstrates that financial decisions affect the whole family and require collaboration. Be patient and persistent. Teaching financial habits is a gradual process that unfolds over time. Consistency, encouragement, and leading by example are more effective than pressure or perfectionism. Understand that each family member learns at their own pace and in their own way. Celebrate effort and progress rather than immediate mastery. Finally, emphasize that financial health is part of overall well-being. Stress the importance of balance between earning, spending, saving, and enjoying life. Encourage open communication about money to reduce anxiety and foster trust. Building healthy financial habits daily creates a foundation for security, freedom, and peace of mind. Instilling sound financial habits in your family equips everyone to navigate life's challenges with confidence and wisdom. The daily commitment to teach, model, and discuss money transforms your household into a place of learning and growth. This legacy of financial literacy strengthens bonds, promotes independence, and empowers your loved ones to achieve their goals. The effort invested today reaps benefits for generations to come, making your family's future brighter and more secure. Chapter 19. Say no to short-term comfort for long-term gain. Choosing long-term gain over short-term comfort requires a deep commitment to your future self and a willingness to endure temporary sacrifices for lasting rewards. It means resisting the easy allure of instant gratification and focusing instead on decisions that build lasting value. This mindset transforms your relationship with money and life, creating a path where discipline, patience, and vision shape every choice. Embracing this principle strengthens your ability to delay pleasure now in exchange for financial freedom and security later. The first step is to recognize how often everyday decisions prioritize immediate satisfaction, whether it's a quick purchase, dining out, or skipping a savings contribution. These moments add up and can undermine your long-term goals. Becoming aware of these patterns allows you to interrupt automatic behaviors and choose consciously. This awareness builds the foundation for intentional living, where each choice aligns with your bigger vision. Understanding the true cost of short-term comfort is essential. Spending impulsively might bring fleeting happiness, but can cause stress, debt, and missed opportunities over time. Financial stress can spill into relationships, health, and overall well-being. Conversely, choosing restraint cultivates resilience and builds resources that create freedom and peace. This perspective shifts your focus from momentary pleasure to meaningful progress. Developing patience is a core skill in saying no to short-term comfort. Patience is more than waiting. It is actively maintaining discipline despite temptation or discomfort. Cultivate patience by setting clear goals and reminding yourself why they matter. Visualize the future benefits and the security that comes from wise decisions today. This vision fuels motivation when impulses arise. Creating practical strategies to resist temptation helps maintain your commitment. One approach is delaying purchases by 24 to 48 hours. This pause breaks emotional urges and allows rational evaluation. Often, the desire fades when not acted upon immediately. Another tactic is budgeting strictly for discretionary spending and sticking to it. Limiting available funds for non-essentials creates boundaries that protect your long-term plan. Replacing short-term pleasures with healthier alternatives also supports discipline. Instead of buying something unnecessary, redirect energy toward activities that enrich your life without cost. Reading, exercising, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies provide fulfillment and reduce reliance on material comfort. These choices improve overall quality of life and build positive habits. Accountability plays a powerful role in maintaining focus on long-term gain. Sharing your goals with a trusted friend, partner, or mentor creates external support. Regularly discussing progress and challenges encourages commitment and helps resist temptation. This social reinforcement adds motivation and perspective, Building a system that rewards long-term thinking strengthens your resolve. Celebrate milestones achieved through restraint, such as reaching savings targets or paying off debt. Recognizing progress reinforces the benefits of delayed gratification. Use rewards that align with your values and goals to avoid undermining your efforts. Reframe how you think about sacrifices. Rather than viewing them as losses, see them as investments in your future freedom. This mindset transforms discomfort into purpose. When faced with choices, ask yourself what your future self would appreciate more: short-term ease or lasting security. This question guides decisions and builds self-respect. Financial planning tools can assist in keeping long-term gain in focus. Visual aids such as charts showing projected savings growth or debt reduction make abstract benefits concrete. Regularly reviewing these projections reinforces motivation. Knowing where you stand and where you're headed provides clarity and control. Understanding your triggers for impulsive spending is vital. Identify emotional or situational cues that lead to seeking short-term comfort. Whether it's stress, boredom, or social pressure, awareness allows you to prepare and respond differently. Developing healthier coping mechanisms reduces vulnerability to impulses. Strengthening self-discipline involves building routines and habits that support your financial goals. Consistent saving, budgeting, and investing become automatic with practice. The easier these habits feel, the less mental energy is required to resist temptation. Habits create a steady momentum that propels you forward. Learning from setbacks is part of this journey. Everyone faces moments when short-term comfort wins. Instead of harsh self-criticism, analyze what led to the lapse and how to improve. Treat mistakes as opportunities for growth and recommit with renewed determination. Persistence is more important than perfection. Surrounding yourself with people who value long-term success supports your efforts. When your social circle embraces discipline and delayed gratification, it becomes easier to maintain your mindset. Conversely, exposure to excessive instant gratification can weaken resolve. Choose relationships that inspire and challenge you toward your best self. Recognize that true comfort comes from financial security, not momentary indulgences. Long-term gain creates options, reduces stress, and builds confidence. This deeper sense of comfort sustains you through challenges and uncertainties. Prioritizing lasting peace over fleeting pleasure leads to a more meaningful and balanced life. Visualize your ideal future regularly. Imagining the benefits of financial independence and stability strengthens your motivation. Picture how it feels to be free from financial worries and able to pursue passions. This vivid image acts as a compass, guiding choices and fueling perseverance. Develop a mantra or phrase that reminds you of your commitment. Repeating affirmations such as "I choose my future over fleeting comfort" reinforces discipline and focus. These reminders keep your mind anchored when temptation arises. Create a written plan outlining your financial goals and the behaviors needed to achieve them. Refer to this plan often to keep priorities clear. Writing down your intentions increases accountability and solidifies commitment. Update the plan as your situation evolves. Understand that saying no to short-term comfort is a form of self-respect. It honors your capacity to make choices aligned with your values and goals. This respect builds self-esteem and strengthens your overall character. Financial decisions become a reflection of your integrity. Keep learning about money management and psychology. Understanding how the brain responds to rewards and temptation empowers you to design better habits. Knowledge equips you to overcome obstacles and make informed decisions. Continuous education enhances your ability to choose wisely. Remember that small, consistent sacrifices lead to big results. Skipping minor indulgences each day may seem insignificant, but compounds into substantial savings and opportunities. Trust the power of consistency and time. The discipline developed in saying no creates a foundation for lifelong financial success. Recognize that your financial journey is unique. Avoid comparing yourself to others who may have different circumstances or timelines. Focus on your progress and goals. This mindset reduces frustration and promotes gratitude. Celebrate every choice you make in favor of long-term gain. Each decision strengthens your willpower and brings you closer to financial freedom. Acknowledge the courage and wisdom in delaying gratification. These moments build confidence and joy. Ultimately, saying no to short-term comfort for long-term gain is about mastering yourself. It requires courage, discipline, and clarity of purpose. This choice shapes your financial destiny and enriches your life beyond money. Embracing this principle transforms challenges into opportunities and lays the groundwork for lasting success and peace. Chapter 20. Stay patient and disciplined in every money decision. Patience and discipline are the pillars that uphold every wise financial decision. Money is often tied to emotions, impulses, and immediate desires, yet the path to lasting success requires steady calm and thoughtful control. Remaining patient means understanding that meaningful progress takes time, while discipline ensures that every choice aligns with your long-term vision. Together, they form an unshakable foundation that protects your resources and guides you through uncertainties. Each financial decision, no matter how small, shapes your future. It can be tempting to seek quick results or give in to impulse purchases, but these often lead to regret or setbacks. Practicing patience involves resisting the urge to act on fleeting emotions and allowing time for clarity. This waiting period brings perspective, helping you evaluate whether a purchase or investment truly supports your goals. Discipline is the daily commitment to make decisions consistent with your plan. It requires saying no to distractions and staying focused on priorities. Discipline is not about deprivation, but about choosing intentionally and with purpose. When disciplined, you avoid reactive spending and instead respond thoughtfully to financial opportunities or challenges. Developing patience starts with setting realistic expectations. Understand that building wealth or reducing debt does not happen overnight. Accepting the natural pace of growth relieves frustration and discouragement. This mindset fosters resilience during difficult periods and helps maintain motivation for the long haul. Creating routines strengthens discipline by making positive behaviors automatic. Establish habits like monthly budgeting, saving a fixed amount regularly, and reviewing your finances consistently. Over time, these actions become second nature and reduce the mental energy needed to stay disciplined. Consistency builds momentum, making it easier to navigate temptations or setbacks. Avoiding impulsive decisions is crucial. When faced with a financial choice, pause and reflect. Ask yourself if this aligns with your goals and values. Consider potential consequences and alternative options. This moment of reflection often prevents mistakes and promotes wiser outcomes. Patience also applies to investments and wealth-building strategies. Markets fluctuate and returns are not immediate. Maintaining discipline during volatility prevents panic selling or rash moves that can harm long-term growth. Trusting your research and plan supports stability and confidence. Emotional awareness enhances both patience and discipline. Recognize feelings like fear, excitement, or envy that can cloud judgment. Develop techniques to manage emotions such as deep breathing, journaling, or consulting trusted advisors. Emotional regulation helps maintain clarity and prevents reactive behaviors. Accountability partners or mentors can reinforce discipline. Sharing goals and progress with someone you trust creates external motivation. Regular check-ins provide encouragement and honest feedback. This support system reduces isolation and strengthens resolve. Celebrate discipline as a form of self-respect. Choosing to delay gratification or adhere to your budget honors your commitment to a better future. Viewing discipline positively transforms it from a burden into a source of pride and empowerment. Learning from mistakes is part of maintaining patience. Financial journeys are rarely perfect. When errors occur, analyze them calmly and extract lessons. Use setbacks as opportunities to adjust strategies rather than reasons to give up. Persistence despite challenges is a hallmark of disciplined success. Mindfulness practices complement financial discipline by keeping you grounded in the present. Being aware of your thoughts and impulses allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react automatically. Mindfulness cultivates patience by reducing anxiety and increasing focus on what matters most. Regularly revisiting your financial goals reinforces patience and discipline. Reflecting on why you started and what you hope to achieve renews motivation. Adjusting goals to remain relevant and inspiring sustains commitment over time. Avoid comparing your progress to others. Financial paths vary widely based on circumstances. Focusing on your journey prevents discouragement and fosters gratitude for your achievements. This positive outlook supports sustained discipline. Technology can assist in maintaining discipline through tools like budgeting apps, automated savings, and alerts. These systems reduce the effort needed to track finances and create barriers against impulsive actions. Choosing tools that fit your lifestyle enhances effectiveness. Establishing clear financial boundaries aids in discipline. Decide in advance how much to spend, save, and invest. Setting limits prevents overspending and keeps you aligned with your plan. Boundaries create structure and reduce decision fatigue. Practicing delayed gratification strengthens patience. Train yourself to wait before making purchases or financial changes. This delay often reveals whether a desire is genuine or fleeting. Developing this skill improves self-control and leads to smarter decisions. Seeking knowledge empowers patience and discipline. Understanding financial principles, market behavior, and personal psychology equips you to navigate complexities confidently. Continuous learning builds competence and reduces fear or uncertainty. Visualizing long-term benefits motivates sustained discipline. Picture the security, freedom, and opportunities that come from steady financial progress. This vision inspires sacrifices and helps endure challenges without losing sight of the goal. Cultivate gratitude for what you have achieved so far. Recognizing progress, however small, builds positive momentum and encourages continued effort. Gratitude shifts focus from scarcity to abundance, supporting a healthy financial mindset. Avoid all-or-nothing thinking that can undermine patience. Small lapses do not erase progress. Embrace flexibility while maintaining overall commitment. This balanced approach prevents burnout and supports longevity. Maintain physical and mental health as they influence financial discipline. Stress or fatigue can weaken willpower and decision-making. Prioritize rest, exercise, and nutrition to sustain energy and clarity. Practice clear communication about finances with family or partners. Shared understanding fosters cooperation and mutual support. Transparency reduces conflicts and strengthens commitment to shared goals. Keep a journal of financial decisions and reflections. Writing clarifies thoughts and tracks growth. It provides a resource to review lessons learned and celebrate successes. Set short-term milestones within your long-term plan. Achieving smaller goals boosts confidence and provides tangible evidence of progress. These wins fuel patience and reinforce discipline. Recognize that discipline is a muscle strengthened over time. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Each successful decision builds confidence and self-control. Ultimately, staying patient and disciplined in every money decision cultivates freedom and peace of mind. It transforms financial challenges into manageable steps and empowers you to build the life you envision. This consistent commitment to thoughtful choices unlocks the full potential of your resources and leads to true financial success.